We are back in newly named King Arthur's Round Table to discuss the tragedy that befell our family. King Arthur with his sudden passing on Monday, February 20th. We are here to commemorate him and the episode that we did not air previously but did record. And we will be releasing that as soon as we hear from our family. Of course, myself, BJFF, our co-host, Johnny Anchors, his wife and daughter of King Arthur, Bear, and my wife and daughter of King Arthur, T-Rex. And this is for you, buddy. Cheers.
Cheers to the king.
Cheers.
Wow, that was huge.
Gross. That was disgusting.
I did not plan anything for this episode. I figured we would just sit in here and talk and figure out how everybody is doing now that we are 2 weeks past.
3 weeks tomorrow.
3 weeks tomorrow. I'm sure it's still not easy for any of us. Me included, but
yeah, it's been hard.
To say the least.
It's been rough getting back to somewhat normal, or our new normal that we don't really want to be the new normal, but we're taking it day by day.
And it'll get better.
It will.
have
Slowly
you
but surely.
guys found anything to help at all?
I just try to call different people on my way home from work now.
Yeah.
When it would usually be him.
Yeah.
I've called
It's all right.
We'll go cut. You
Yeah.
called.
Johnny Anchors this week, Mom, and T-Rex as well, which seems to help. But it's still definitely not the same. No offense.
No, none taken.
No.
I know there's just not, like, I'm sure you feel the same way too. Beach is just, as much as you want to be there, and you are there, we both are, and I think all four of us have spent probably the most time we've spent together ever in the last 3 weeks, which is not a bad thing.
Not at
We
all.
haven't
I
really
love
even, besides the usual sarcastic barb from BJFF to my wife, we never really get into it about anything like that because, I mean, how could you do?
Yeah.
But it's just you're not going to be able to, fill that specific hole.
Yeah.
I think that's the hardest part for me
Me too.
is I know that they are hurting so fucking bad and there is absolutely zero that I can do about it. Mm-hmm. That fucking sucks.
But I do have to say, the two of you, like, if we didn't have you, I think we would be falling much more apart. And the fact that you guys had the same, like, personality, same type of humor as Dad, it definitely helps 100% with you guys being there.
Yeah, I think you guys are just a little too hard on yourselves because
Oh, for 100%.
having you both there for the last 3 weeks, I mean, obviously before that as well, but especially for the last 3 weeks, it's definitely, I feel like at least helped me not be as sad. I don't know about you, T-Rex, but
Yeah, it definitely has. When I do need the hug or, someone to talk me down from my crazy ass panic attacks, since that was Dad's thing.
Yeah.
It does help having you guys
And
there.
you two talked to our friends whose father had passed within a year. And that helped?
That, I think, was one of the most beneficial conversations we've had since then, because it's nice to know that we're not crazy with what we're feeling. Like, this is a normal feeling of grief, like, because some of the stuff why am I not crying all the time? And then I feel guilty because I'm not crying all the time.
yeah.
But I don't want to cry all the time. It's exhausting.
Yep.
So it's just all these crazy mix of emotions, and hearing that they were feeling exactly the same way helped a lot.
Yeah. And just like knowing that it's going to like hit you out of nowhere, because that's literally what happened to me this whole past week. Like, I think It was Tuesday. I was sitting at my desk. It was literally 3:30 in the afternoon. And I just started crying at my desk at work. And I'm like, oh, God, I hope no one sees me.
Who cares?
Yeah.
That is actually with our previous episode, Barry, you probably don't know. But I said that we need to rethink therapy. That whole interaction with those 4 girls is what made me think that we need to redo this.
Yeah,
and that is
with the life experience.
Yeah,
the same type of grief.
You need, in order to get through something, you need to go through it with somebody that's already gone through it. That is my take on therapy, because as much as I can say I'm sorry and I wish I could do something for you, I've never even lost my own dad, so I don't even know what the heck you're feeling. As much as King Arthur, I felt, was my dad, but he's not my dad, so yeah, it hurts like a motherfucker, but it's still not my dad, so I still don't know what you guys are going through. Where those 2 girls know exactly what you're going through.
Right.
Same fucking thing happened to them.
Yeah. In very similar situations. Yeah. And I feel like even their dynamic is a lot like our family dynamic and our dynamic as sisters, too.
It's very similar situation, which made it even more beneficial, I think.
Yeah.
Well, there's also another thing. So people go through grief completely different ways. Like me and T-Rex go through grief completely different ways.
Mm-hmm.
If it was my way, I would have went to work on Wednesday just to get my mind off of fucking everything. She wants to sit and think about everything that happened through it, which is fine, but I don't do that, so that's hard for me. If you guys seem like you guys are both the type like me, just want to get back to work, want to get your mind off of it, want to not dwell on it.
I feel like Johnny Anchors is probably a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely more of like, okay, let me go out and do things and hang out with friends and keep my mind off of it, because the second I'm in silence, that's all I can think about.
Where I think that's where I think T-Rex's plan works better. Because, yes, she wants to crawl in a hole right now, and she wants to stay in that hole for months, but she's working through her shit. Where I would just go to work and just fucking bury that shit deep, which I'm still doing, and I can't help it because that's just the way I am.
Yeah.
But she's literally working through her shit, which fucking sucks, because that's some hard shit, but you're working through your shit.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely do a lot of things to try to distract myself, even being by myself. But then I allow myself to think about it and to cry about it and to feel whatever emotions come, because I know me, and if I don't, all those emotions are going to build up, and then I'm going to have a complete and utter meltdown, which I may have anyway. But I know that it just alleviates a lot of the stress and pressure off of myself.
Yeah.
To feel it.
I mean, I'm definitely, I feel like, trying to like hide from it at the moment, but
that's your way to deal with it. If you don't feel like you can handle it right now,
right,
you gotta wait until you're ready, or you have that mind space to handle it, because
I just want to
otherwise it's just gonna overwhelm you.
Right. I just want to get to a point where like I can talk about him, which I guess we're doing now, and not have like a humongous lump in my throat.
I don't know when or if that'll go away.
I know.
Yeah.
And I guess it depends on what we're talking about him, because sometimes I can talk about it and it doesn't hurt so bad. But then there's other times where like it feels like I can't breathe.
Yeah.
What are the times where you guys are able to talk? Is it like certain things that when you talk about him,
I feel like
easier to take?
For me, it's like the more distant memories, like memories from when we were younger and stuff like that doesn't get to me as much. It's the stuff that was recent or things that we had planned on doing soon, like those, or things that just happened in the past couple of years when it was the 2 hellish years for him. Those are the things that right now are just I melt down.
Let's give a little bit of a backstory for our man King Arthur, because he had a hellacious last 2 years. So even before this podcast, we were all together on a Sunday dinner. We had to interrupt that Sunday dinner to bring King Arthur to the hospital Turns out he was having an allergic reaction with his blood pressure medicine. Lisinopril, go fuck yourselves. Anybody on Lisinopril, get the fuck off of it, because fuck
I
that
used to
shit.
be on Listen to
Get ready to
as
join the
well.
class
I'm glad
action
I'm not on
lawsuit.
it.
Yeah, no shit. So he had an allergic reaction to the point where his throat closed. They had to put an emergency tracheotomy in, which, if anybody doesn't know, is a fucking hose in your throat so you can fucking breathe.
The hole in the throat.
He flatlined for, what was it, seconds?
I think it was a minute.
A minute or
A
so.
minute. He
1
flatlined
minute,
for a
yeah.
minute, so he was done for a minute and then came back.
Okay, and real quick time frame. This was in June of 2020, so it was at the height of COVID. None of us were allowed to go into the hospital with him. He was completely there alone. We would make phone calls, and nobody had information
You have
for
to
us.
talk to the
Nobody,
nurse too, right?
yeah, just nurses, and nobody would give us any update while he was in emergency of what was happening. He went in probably about 4-ish. We took him to.
No, I think it was even earlier than that. I think it was like 3 o'clock.
Well, because I had brought him home, and then it was a work day. You guys had gotten out of work, so it was after you get out of work.
It was about 4:30. We brought him up there.
Yeah, because it was pretty late. Like, I was going to go home soon.
Yeah.
To, like, go home and, like, have dinner.
Yeah.
So,
And then it wasn't until probably 10:30, 11 o'clock that night that a doctor finally called me to tell me what had happened and what the status of our father was.
And he was a little worse for wear, but he was okay. He was living. He was able to communicate. We were able to have a video call the next day. He was able to communicate through the nurse, obviously not through himself because he had a tracheotomy in. And then he gets home. Well, let's not forget his fucking most favorite part. Before he leaves the fucking hospital, they're teaching us how to clean his fucking tube. And your man BJFF goes the fuck down. I went down,
squeamish.
and I went down hard. Well, it wasn't anything until the little piece of shit fucking fell on his chest, man. If it didn't fall on his chest, I think I would have been fine. But I saw it, and it was dangling there. I was like, oh, that's gross. And then it came out and fell on his chest, and I was like, boom. And I went
Mind
down.
you, this whole time, King Arthur would want me to say King Arthur had the biggest smirk on his face, and I could not figure out why until all of a sudden I see out of the corner of my eye Beej drop from behind me and hit the floor.
Can't forget that fucking part. But anyway, so Bear spends, what, a week at his house?
Oh, like a
Sir.
month.
Oh, it was a month?
it was like...
Almost
It was
2
like-
months.
No,
I thought.
it was like 3 weeks because
okay.
then, because I feel like he didn't really like have it for that long. I don't remember. It
Probably
was
a
a
total
long
He
of
was in
for
the
6 weeks,
hospital
maybe?
for a couple weeks before we were allowed to
yeah.
go
Because
home.
he had it then, and like I think the whole time he had it for almost 2 months. But he was
So
in the
yeah, so
hospital.
it was probably about
like 3-4 weeks.
yeah. I would say about a month. that
Yeah.
you were at
Okay,
his
so
house.
Bear is at his house 3-4 weeks, constantly taking care of him. You guys have
suctioning.
suctioning his throat. You guys have a blow up, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
okay.
I wasn't paying enough attention to him.
Sounds about right. Fucking nobody pays enough attention to King Arthur, fucking guy. So then,
So then Bear had a meltdown.
so then Bear has a meltdown.
But we made up within like 5 minutes.
Yes. Well, that was the way you guys all rolled.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's
But-
always just like, okay, come here, give me a hug.
Yep. Especially if you're crying, because he just wants
Yeah.
to make you cry more.
Yeah.
So then we get that all taken care of, and he's having trouble breathing because of the trach. He has some scar tissue on his vocal cords and in his windpipe, what makes him think he cannot breathe when he can breathe.
And this was
But
more recent.
This it's ever since the trach.
Ever since that happened.
Yes.
But it was more just when he would like,
Exert
the
himself.
house,
Yeah.
yeah.
When he'd exert himself,
Yeah.
he'd
Just
get very
out of breath
winded. Yeah.
very
right.
quickly.
Yeah.
In the midst of all that happening, find out that his prostate is fucking enormous. So this fucking poor
Bagley.
dude had to have a catheter in for what? 3 months?
3 months.
3
The
months?
whole
Yes.
summer.
I
The
stayed
whole summer.
at his
Summer 22.
house for
Summer 20. This is summer
Yeah.
22.
I stayed at his house for 2 months, with a few days off here and there, but
Yep.
2 months. because he was having a hard time getting around because of the irritation from the catheter and having to carry what Johnny Anchors named Bagley around with him all the time.
It was his pet.
And then you two had a blow up.
Yep.
What was that blow up about?
I think about...
Did you instigate that blow up? I could see that you would instigate that
No,
blow up.
it was more my anxiety and his anxiety were both very heightened.
Clashing.
And we freaked out at each other.
Oh,
and
nice.
then it turned into a meltdown about everything. We both were screaming and yelling.
Throwing
and then,
some barbs at each
Yeah,
other.
yeah. And then 10 minutes later, after we vented everything out, he, come give me a hug.
That was King Arthur's motto right there.
And then I had to come relieve.
Yeah. I needed a few days off, so Bear came in relieved.
I gotta say though, I mean, just as a perspective to see how you two did that and didn't really, I mean, of course, like you said, you had a couple blow-ups there, but almost to no complaints did you just rise up and be the absolute best daughters he could ask for, which in tune showed me personally, and probably BJFeth as well, like what amazing mothers and what amazing wives both of you are and could be. It's truly,
For sure.
I've never seen anything like it personally.
Instill that in your kids so they can take care of us. So that
I truly, I mean, you know, no one's ever gonna, you know, like the daughters. I would say, you know, every guy wants a son when they say they have a kid. I want a son. Not me, man. I want daughters because if any daughter comes out like you two, I will know I will be taken care of for the rest of my life if I need them to.
And I know, like, a lot of people have told us how much we did for him and how much he appreciated it and everything. And honestly, like, yeah, it got frustrating at times just because of how frequently he needed us. But it was never a question of, am I going to do this? It was, okay, either I'll take it or Bear will take it and we'll swap next time.
Right.
We'll both make it work.
Yeah, like depending on what we had going on.
Yeah,
and,
it was just who was going to do it and when, not if
Right.
anybody was going to do it.
Mind you, all of this is happening, especially summer of 2022 stuff, in the midst of T-Rex being completely stressed out about doing stuff from our wedding.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah. While she was taking care of King Arthur, she's
Yeah.
sitting over there fucking doing
Flowers.
flowers and
Signs
bouquets,
and-
signs, and all this shit.
Yeah, you crushed it.
Yeah.
It
You
was
had like
a
3
long
full-time
20,
jobs at that point.
2020. I know. Working my actual job, the
King
wedding
Arthur, and then a
caterer,
wedding.
and then, being a nurse T-Rex.
All right, so now we're getting into the hard shit. You guys ready?
Yep.
You? All right. So now we're getting into February of 2023. We take him in for surgery to get that scar tissue removed from his vocal cords and his windpipe.
February 2nd.
This is February 2nd. This was supposed to be the end of it all. He was supposed to be good on the road to recovery, being a brand new fucking man.
And precursor to this, he was very excited about this surgery. It was supposed to help his breathing immensely. He was like so excited to be able to get back to normal. And mind you, with my anxiety in my head, all I kept thinking was, this is going to make it worse. Because I know how we have the same type of anxiety and the same type of panic attacks. And all I kept thinking was, he's going to feel any sort of pain in his throat. It's going to make him freak out that his throat is closing up again and he's going to panic. And I told him I was nervous about this one, and he asked why, and I refused to tell him why. I said, anything with your throat just makes me nervous. And he's like, oh, this one will be a breeze. And then everything happened exactly as I thought it was going to happen.
Well, and let's back up a little bit further, because in the middle of January, end of January, you wake up and are just in hysterics because you had a dream about your dad, about this surgery, about all this shit happening.
Yeah.
And
I just remember in the dream calling for him and like saying dad a bunch of times. And it just felt like something was wrong, or like he was going to be like gone and I needed to save him or something. It was honestly one of the most real dreams that I've ever felt. So Yeah, so my anxiety was already heightened about this surgery prior to it happening.
So he gets through the surgery. Surgeon says everything went well. As far as we know, everything is going well. Is it the day after or 2 days after or a week after?
No, it was a while. It was like a week after.
So,
week after?
yep. So the surgery got done. The surgeon told me everything went perfectly. It's very open now in his throat. He should be able to breathe a lot better. It's going to take about 2 to 3 weeks for him to fully heal. And then he should be back to normal. And then it was, I want
Maybe
to
like
say
5 days after.
5 days after.
Because it wasn't a full week.
Yep, 5 days after. Well, it was like 3 days after he got a little like nervous because his throat was hurting. They scoped him just to check. Everything looked fine.
Yeah, I saw.
Then it was 2 days after that. No, maybe that was the
I
one
did
you
go
brought
with him
to.
and I saw his throat. I
Yeah.
literally was like,
And then-
leaning all the way over so I could see the monitor.
And then 3 days later, he went for his
regular appointment.
checkup.
Yes.
So they had done a, quick checkup in between because he was feeling like really sore, and they were, wanted to make sure there was no bacteria if he needed to be on an antibiotic. But both scopes came back like it looked great. It was a little red, so they gave him an antibiotic to get rid of any bacteria that may have been in there.
And then he starts having what we think were panic attacks. I'm starting to second guess that now, but at the time we thought were panic attacks, where he basically for the past 2 weeks of his life he was not sleeping. He would sleep for 10 minutes and wake himself up. So it was found out through this throat surgery that he had sleep apnea, where he would stop breathing because of his throat would close, which would make sense. Mm-hmm. And then that would trigger a panic attack state because he thought his throat was closing for good, which, and anybody in that scenario, I think, would freak the fuck out. Mm-hmm. But
he told me during that time he thought he had PTSD from the 2020 incident of when his throat closed.
Which would make sense.
Yeah, makes sense. He doesn't want to go through that
anytime, he felt like he couldn't breathe, he would jump up awake. I think aside from the week prior to his death when I took him to the hospital, within that 2 week period, he didn't sleep for more than 2 to 3 hours at a time. And it would usually be the first 2 or 3 hours when he first fell asleep. He'd wake up sometime between 2 and 4 a.m. and he was up for the remainder of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So we get to February 19th, 2023. He wakes up at 1 o'clock in the morning. He lives with his brother in an in-law apartment on his brother's house. He walks across the driveway, wakes up his brother in a panicked state. Brother calms him down enough to where he goes back to his own apartment. I think he tries to go back to sleep, wakes back up at 4:30 in the morning, goes back over to his brother's. Brother says, okay, it's time to go to the hospital now. King Arthur says that he has an appointment with his doctor for the following day.
That day at that time.
Yeah, it was that day at that time. This is February 20th. He said, let me call my doctor, see what they say. We are clearly just speculating at this point because we don't know exactly what happened. All we know is that your uncle said that he went back to his house. He got some sort of drink and his phone. He came back to his brother's house.
Within a half an hour.
Within a half an hour. Rang the doorbell. His brother was up showering, ran down the stairs, and saw King Arthur slumped on his couch. Immediately started performing CPR. They were performing CPR for 45 minutes to an hour.
By the time they got him to the hospital.
By the time they got him to the hospital, his heart still was not beating. They finally got his heart beating an hour after it stopped. And
then it stopped again.
And then it stopped again.
At the hospital.
And then they got it restarted again. but he was never what they would call stable
Yeah.
because his blood pressure was very low and very sporadic. They had told us he was on 100% life support, 100% the ventilator, and then there are 2 medications they give you when you have cardiac arrest that are supposed to regulate and raise your blood pressure. He was on full maximum dosages of both of those. So they basically told us if his heart stops again, the only thing we can do at this point is CPR to get it restarted. Because he's already on the max of everything.
That was as soon as he entered the door. He got put on all of that.
Yep.
And then he goes in for scanning to see what's happening. And T-Rex tells everybody that it is supposed to be gray and white of your brain to know what gray matter is and what active parts of your brain are. She tells me that the doctor told her that it looks like they just poured paint all over his brain.
Gray paint.
Gray
Just
paint.
Smeared it.
So it was not King Arthur anymore. By the time you girls even saw him, it wasn't him anymore.
And I think
We both know. We
Yeah,
both knew
Bear and
that
I both-
immediately.
Yeah.
when we went in, like, it wasn't him. When we were in there, they were testing his reflexes,
His
shining lights in
neuro.
his eyes and those kinds of things. And there was no response to anything that they were doing. And I think the part that, like, I don't know, just kind of hurt a lot is when they did the CAT scan. They also did his chest area, and they said his airways were 100% open. So,
Yeah.
knowing that he was panicking because he couldn't breathe,
Right. Even though
even though his
Could.
airways were
Yeah.
100% open.
But again, this is we don't know what happened, babe. We
Right.
don't know if he was calmed down. We don't know if he was just waiting for his brother and this just suddenly happened. This is the catastrophe that we have to deal with because we don't know what happened.
right.
We don't know his state of mind. We don't know where he was.
There will always be more questions.
There
than
will
answers.
always be
Yeah.
more questions. But so then we get the scans back. We're all in the room with him. And T-Rex ultimately has to make the call. But it wasn't on her shoulders alone. And she knows that. We all made the call. His brother included. We were all in the room. We all knew what was happening. We all saw the fate that was before him if we kept him the way he was. So we made the call. And I think the worst part about the entire hospital experience that we had to go through was that fucking second time we had to go in with the nurse. Because as soon as they turned off everything, you could tell he was just gone. But they still need to check and verify.
Yeah.
And they
Death.
need you
Yeah.
there to check and verify
Yeah.
the
And
time of
call-
death.
Yeah.
So we all left the room, and then we all came back into the room. And then we had to say goodbye again. And I think that hurt me the most. Because then it was final.
Yeah. This is like kind of fucked up, but I've said it before, but it, in a weird, sick way, I guess, made me feel better when we did take him off the ventilator that he didn't even take a breath, because then I didn't feel so guilty doing
Oh,
it.
what then what the what ifs?
Yeah,
Exactly.
there'd have been more
Yeah.
questions on it.
Exactly.
At least
Yeah.
that
Because
one's a little
I'm-
answered.
I'm the person who sits there and I'm like, well, what if in 18 days from now he miraculously makes a recovery? And I'm just like in my head going over every single scenario that could happen. I mean, obviously not likely, but
Yeah.
could in a miracle state happen.
But then you're sitting there and you're saying, well, in 30 years, maybe we
Right.
could just transfer his consciousness and then I could have my dad back. And then you're paying.
I didn't think
but
we
then
were
you're
going to do it, but we did it.
But then you're paying all of these bills to
Right.
keep someone you think your dad, who your
Right.
dad is. Who
Yeah.
Well, and
So
the
I
what
wouldn't
if?
really call it lucky, But because we had the experience in 2020 when his throat closed up and his heart had stopped briefly, he had flat out told all of us, if I am ever going to be stuck on a ventilator for the rest of my life or my brain is damaged beyond repair, do not keep me that way. I don't want to be that way.
One of King Arthur's famous lines, I don't want you to have to build me a ramp. That was one of his things, was he did not want to be any sort of that way.
He didn't want to be a burden on any of
Yeah.
us. Because he already felt terrible enough with
the
me
prior
and
2 years.
T-Rex having to come over all the time. Even though we didn't mind. And I have always told him, Dad, don't apologize. I'm coming. I'm going to be there.
Yeah, I told him the same thing, but he didn't like having to rely on us.
Yeah. For sure. And then moving so far away, I mean, even though he was with his brother at his house, moving so far away, he definitely then felt
We
like
should
it
probably
was more of a burden.
So when in 2020, when he went down the first time, he lived five minutes away from me and T-Rex.
Not
Yeah.
even.
Not even.
Yeah.
Pretty close to where we were.
Yeah.
Well, actually, at that point, we were even though in the city it wasn't that far.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were 20 minutes away. We could be there in 2 minutes if I really had to fucking get there.
Right.
And then he moves 45 minutes away from both of us.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of the contributing factor to the panic attacks and stuff like that, I believe.
Yeah. Probably.
Because
But-
we weren't just, he even told me, being 5 minutes around the corner from us, if he had ever had a panic attack, half the time he wouldn't even tell me he was having one. He would just drive around the corner and, hey, I'm just stopping by to say hi, and he'd feel better because we were there. So I think he had his brother, of course, but as I've said before, like, I know that I was his person when he had the panic attacks. I was who he went to, just like he was who I went to.
Sorry.
Right.
So I think the fact that, me and Bear were not right there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But if you really wanted to get there, you could get there in about 20 minutes.
Bear would know.
Was that mostly for him or also his cat? Who is now
It
our
was
cat?
mostly for the fact that I was not letting T-Rex and Beach beat me there. Because if someone was going to find the cat, it was going to be me.
I still found the cat.
You found
I told you where
the
to
cat.
look.
Yeah, you did. But I needed to physically find the cat.
This was also the day he moved in.
The day.
Let's
we
throw that
leave.
out there.
I pull in the driveway. We pull in the
We had
driveway.
moved him in.
Yeah, we just
That
moved
whole
in.
day.
We
Yeah.
moved him in. We pull in the driveway. You guys had also probably
We
just
were close
pulled in
to
your
home,
driveway. Get a call from, I think it was from you, right?
Yeah,
I think you
first.
called
He
her.
called me,
Yeah.
so I called you.
And I'm like, all right, babe, well, I gotta head back. So he's like, do you want me to come? I'm like, it's fine. Because I knew I was going to be going 95 miles per hour on that expressway. and
Babe,
If
was
we're in the
not
car-
going
if
to
we're
be.
in the car together, I'm not driving that fast. 'Cause when I do, I get a fucking ticket.
Yeah. So I needed to get there fast, and no offense, but you were not the answer. So
I set that one out.
got myself there as fast as I could. But I called him on my way as well, and was just trying to explain to him that the cat
Did
was not
get
outside. She's in that apartment somewhere. We will find her.
And mind you, this is back when
I'm like, just
when
sit
he
down.
couldn't breathe very
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's
he's
puffing and
huffing and puffing outside, walking around the house in the pitch black.
Yeah.
His first night
Yeah.
there, trying to find
Come here,
a cat.
Pebbles.
Yeah, and then even
Trying to
on
call the fucking
the
cat.
phone with me, he's like in the house, but he's like calling,
Oh, do you
calling,
have a visitor down here?
and I'm like, Dad, sit down. Like, I can hear you breathing. Like, sit down. I will be there in 5 minutes.
He's
Fucking
so stubborn,
King Arthur.
though.
He was stubborn. Fucking jackass.
We'll say when he moved in, though, which I think was a blessing of that tough situation, was that you had said he got a little closer to his brother.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
His brother was probably as close as he's been in a long time.
Exactly. That's
Definitely
one of the things I'm
mended.
very grateful
Yeah.
for, because they hadn't been, they they weren't like
fine.
estranged
Yeah.
or anything. They just hadn't been very close.
Like we didn't never really spent holidays with them.
Yeah,
like-
it had been a long time since
Yeah.
we
They had
had
different
done that
kingdoms.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And it made me very happy. I think it also made him very happy.
Yeah.
That he was able to
And-
spend that time
and
with
his
his brother.
brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. And I mean, unfortunately, it was maybe a week after he moved in that the whole prostate problem occurred.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it wasn't the best of times while he was there because he had a lot of health issues, but he got a lot of conversations in and a lot of
Yeah,
time
and
spent that
his
he
brother
didn't
just
have.
retired, so he could come over whenever he wanted, and they got to conversate all the time.
And he got to ride the zero turn
Yeah.
once.
Once. He was very excited about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I did want to say that everybody will always say that there was one thing on that man's mind, and it was for you two to be good.
Yeah.
And at the point of his life, he finally got good for you two. So everything that he would have ever done in his life were for you two. And now he gets to pass on what he wanted to, at least some of what he wanted to.
Yeah.
He gets to be able to provide for you two. So I know it's not much, and you would give it back in a heartbeat to have him again, but that's what he wanted.
Right.
He wanted at least to be there for you girls even after,
Yeah.
and he is. So
Yeah.
that's one thing to be thankful
Always
for,
be
I
here in
guess.
this court.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I think he'll always be with all of us like
Yeah.
forever. We're going to have those stories or those perverted jokes that we
Oh,
tell.
Or those spiders in your bed.
Yeah, the day after, like what the fuck?
So Supernatural, I had told, I almost called you your name. I had told Bear this, and I had referenced it before starting. So we had the conversation with his sister and his niece, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who was very like supernatural, and we were thinking about bringing him on the show, but honestly, it's probably for the best that we didn't talk. It was way too soon, and it would have been a good conversation, maybe for a later date, but about dreams, like lucid dreaming. And this was probably 3 or 4 days ago. I did have a dream about him. It was like a afternoon, like a sunny day, and it was a small house. It was not a house that he lived in, at least when I knew him. It was like a smaller house. We were outside, and I was with Bijafef. And Bijafef goes, "We got to pick up all this stuff out here because there's like a crazy storm coming in." He's like, "There's this wild storm coming." So he goes, King Arthur asked us to pick all this stuff up. We got to bring it inside. So we start bringing it, not inside though, into this like tent. It was almost like a three seasons room. It was strange, right?
All right.
And all of a sudden, he's there. King Arthur's there, and he's like a lot younger than when I ever met him. Like, I mean, I could just picture him like maybe in his like 30s or early 40s or something like that.
Well, and you also saw all those pictures.
And I had seen those pictures.
Right, so
from
it was
him,
probably like in
too.
one of those
So it was
stages.
kind of like one of those like, and he was just like, "Ha!" He's like, "Got you guys." And we're like, "What?" And we're like, "You thought I was gone. Gotcha." You were like, "What an ass!" Yeah, it was like, like asshole. And then I just, then you start to realize slowly that you are dreaming, and we wanted to stay with him. And
Yeah.
then I was like, wait a minute. I go, "You are gone. Aren't you gone?" And then he was gone in the dream. But yeah, he wanted.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was rate. I know we were talking about trying
Yeah.
to like see if he would visit you in the dreams, and at least
Yeah.
if you would believe in that type of thing. He came into mind to fuck with me and you one last time.
Sounds about
In
right.
One
typical
more time.
fashion.
That is
Sounds
something
about right.
King Arthur didn't discuss, but he did believe in that supernatural kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I had a similar dream, but with our grandma, King Arthur's mom, and told him about it. And he, he never looked at you like you were crazy or anything. Yeah, she would do that. Yeah, she would come see you. So he was very,
Yeah.
talk to him, even though his body's not here.
Yeah.
He's still here.
Yeah.
Well,
So
he's a big proponent of everything I do, so he
taught you a lot.
he taught me a lot, and he always pushes you to go towards whatever you want to go towards. Whether he doesn't even believe in it or not. Like, we got 30-something fucking reptiles. He hates fucking reptiles. Fucking hates them.
Yeah.
He did not want to. He's like, oh, that's cool. Didn't want to touch it. Didn't want to see it up close. Just like, oh, that's cool. Where's the bunny?
Can I have the one with fur?
Yeah, where's the ones with fur? I'll take the
Cats, dog,
dogs.
bunny,
Yeah. But so
He was also an avid listener of the show. I don't think he was much of a podcast listener, at least not to my knowledge.
No,
not at
But
all.
he would never listen to podcasts, but he would listen to all of ours.
oh yeah, because we were on it.
yeah.
I mean, it was kind of biased.
Yeah, well, that's, just to say how supportive he was.
Oh yeah.
Even if he probably thought half the shit we were.
And he had
full of shit.
so
Loved
much
you guys,
fun
Yeah.
being on here with you guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah. The marriage episode, if we had referenced it a couple of times, but he gave us his marriage lecture.
Yep.
So that'll
Air right after
immediately
this.
after this.
We're gonna have a tribute song that I still have to get approval from you two from. But we're gonna play a tribute song and then go right into the marriage episode after this.
Really quick, while we're talking about the marriage episode,
Yes.
I just want everyone that's listening to know that it's true. This sermon or seminar that he's going to talk about on that episode, he truly did give that to people.
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody that was newly engaged or that was about to get married. At his funeral, so many people from his work came, and I cannot tell you the number of people that told me and Bear, yeah, before I got married, he sat me down and had this seminar with me. And I always thought he was like,
Full of it.
Kidding.
yeah, kidding. Like, he didn't actually.
Yeah.
No, he printed out this seminar that he'll go over with in that episode that everybody will get to hear.
The Man I Used to
And-
Be is the
Yep.
title.
Yep. And he literally gave that to anybody that was about to get married. So it's just, a tribute to his
Overall being.
humor,
His incredible
self.
humor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just
Because every person that came in that he had worked with, and there were people that had retired years before or had left and gone somewhere else from where he was working, and they still all came, and they still all had the same type of story. He was so funny. We loved him. His humor, it's a dry office, a dry line of work, and he brought humor to everything.
And he loved to always tell us how he had no friends and
Yeah.
nobody cared. But we all clearly saw at his funeral, like,
Yeah.
he
People were also
touched
devastated.
so many
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
He left so much, like, just hope and everything with so many people. Everybody he talked to was affected by it. And so many people came and were just truly devastated to hear that he had passed.
We were there for 4 hours. Not one time was there not a person in front of us. Mm-hmm. The line just kept coming.
Yeah.
So much so that it was outside at one point, I heard.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
parking too, because it wasn't that big of a. Do you want to come up here, buddy? cut. We
you
now
go,
return to your
Chunky.
regular programming. Cut.
Yeah, I mean, there was times where, like, people we didn't even know, like, no fucking idea who these people were, standing in front of us, bawling their eyes out, and I'm just like, I'm like, okay, you can move along now. I'm like, this is
hard to
awkward.
say. Funerals suck. Like,
Yeah.
I hate going to them, and so did King Arthur. 100% hated them. But I never thought about, like, the person, like, us being the ones that were grieving and having to stand in that line. Like,
Yeah.
thank you so much, everybody that came out, and
Yes,
thank you for
absolutely.
supporting our dad, and thank you for all the memories. But at that time, that is the last thing that you want. Like, I would love to hear all these stories that people are telling me, but I was so numb to everything that it, like, I couldn't even enjoy half the stuff people were
Now
telling me.
let me ask you a question. Now, instead of you just standing in a line in a fucking weird ass place, what if you're all at a beach?
Oh no, here it comes.
What if you're all at a beach? You all got beers, wine, fucking mixed drinks, whatever the fuck you want. and I'm just laying there on a raft.
All right, Beach. I know where we're going with this, and it's not happening.
And then you just
The
push
Viking-
me out into the ocean.
my
Viking funeral, and then someone
God.
shoots a flaming arrow at
And then
right?
someone shoots a flaming arrow, and then I get engulfed in flames, and then
Boom!
fireworks go fireworks!
the
Everybody's
4th of
happy.
July.
Everybody's going, ooh.
He wants the new age
No.
Viking
I
send
don't
off.
feel like that would be what
So it's
people
like
would
half,
be doing.
half reveal, like gender reveal party, half funeral,
Yeah,
half Viking tradition.
yeah.
Okay,
It's
told
fucking
you I would
happening.
honor that. For
Thank you.
If I'm
It's
seeing
not
around after
happening.
you.
Well, he's my executor, so.
Well,
Wow.
Hey, you aren't going to follow my
wow.
wishes. What am I
Things have
supposed
really
to do?
escalated quickly.
What if I?
You know she will. If those are really your wishes and you
Those are my
wrote it
wishes.
down, you know she
I ever
would
told
do
you
it.
my wishes?
No.
I want to be. I want
I
my.
would like cut off a toe and keep it.
Oh my god.
You can do whatever the fuck
you
you
went full
want.
Joe Goldberg on that one.
You can cut off my dick and keep it. I don't care.
Oh, now we're getting weird.
Hang it on a necklace. I don't care.
Hang it on a necklace. Oh, what's he doing?
He's biting my.
What are your
chance.
what are your plans?
I want to be. I want my. Hey,
I want is to have my casket laid out on a folding table.
No.
Of course you do.
I don't think a folding table would hold.
No. Like it wouldn't be the full casket. It would just be like underneath, like whatever they usually put the casket on. And then just like the coffin on top.
Gotcha.
Just one last time.
And then
What if it breaks?
Well, that's exactly what he wants to happen.
One last table.
We're all gonna be standing there, and his casket's just gonna fall through the
It's just gonna be
folding table.
bowing into the folding table, then just one last. Oh, you cut.
Ah, fuck. Johnny Akers is going to roll out and just be like, yeah. With the arms up and everything.
And
like,
that concludes,
last one.
and that concludes the funeral services for Johnny Anchors.
Let's roll it back up, boys.
Okay, not funny.
Well, we have some very
But I
distinct
guess
wishes.
write it down and get it notarized.
All right, we'll talk.
What are your wishes?
I don't know. I guess I haven't really thought about it because I'm kind of like, well, I don't know. Dad talked about it, but for me, I'm like, I can't even like think about it. There would be times like years ago, I would just start like merely thinking of the thought of death and completely have a meltdown. So I just feel like I can't
I
like,
feel like
You
that's
yourself?
natural, though. I used
just
to have that.
anybody that I knew.
Yeah,
like
anxiety about
close
it.
family. Like I would think about like mom and dad dying,
Yeah.
and I had like complete anxiety meltdown. Like literally start crying. I'm like laying in
That's-
bed. I'm like, why
Well,
am I
that's
crying
T-Rex.
right now?
Well, and that's King Arthur before
Yeah,
he
exactly.
went down in 2020. That was King Arthur. He
Yeah.
feared death
To the
extremely.
extreme, yeah.
And I think what's been helping me get through is after that, I remember him specifically telling me that death isn't scary. It's like going to sleep.
One more time for you, King Arthur. Cheers.
Cheers. You guys grab the skull shots too. by the way.
Yep.
Nice.
You think that was on accident? Come on now. You know who we're dealing with?
100% on purpose.
No, I know. I was just like, it's fucking huge too. I'm gonna take a picture. We gotta start taking a few more pictures of just
Yeah, if you're
basic
gonna
stuff in the studio.
Do our new Instagram.
I guess we're gonna be on Instagram. So.
Oh, I can be your media manager.
Do you want to be?
Fucking A,
Yes.
Bear.
He's good.
Are you
Because he
gonna
said
pay
he goes
me?
make
I'll give you
make Bear
$20.
do it. He goes make Bear do
$20.
it. Then I
$20
was like,
for
she's
the
not
whole
gonna
thing?
wanna Do it.
I was going to be their media
I need
producer, but then
$20 a week.
I'm supposed to be in here and
I'll
be
give
their
you 20
Jamie,
bucks a
so
week.
Okay, cool.
you're gonna be the media producer.
Sure, yeah.
We got our first employee.
What do you think?
Excuse you?
Oh,
You're not paid.
Hey,
you're part of
you're
the program.
you're an
though.
intern.
You're on the talent team. Well, technically, Bear's part of the talent team now too.
Yeah,
She's-
technically.
she's
Wait,
been on an episode.
No, I want to get paid.
You gotta work that out before you
Listen,
start
we gotta
working.
start budgeting this thing out.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
So, do you guys want to tell any other stories?
Well, I actually wanted to bring something up because now I feel bad about it, but it was, well, no, I'm sorry. I felt bad about it back then, but now it kind of makes me laugh. But the day that he came home and had the anaphylactic shock episode. Before you guys got there, he was like, "Oh, my throat's feeling a little weird." I'm like, "Oh, Dad, it's just because like you had like you were out like on anesthesia, like you had a tube down your throat. Like they told me like you would have a sore throat." And he's like, "Oh, okay, whatever." I'm like, "Just eat some freeze pops, you're fine." So he's sitting on the couch just downing freeze pop after freeze pop, and he's like, "It's not really getting any better." And I'm like, "Well, it's gonna take a while." I'm like, whatever. Then T-Rex comes over, and then he starts like not being able to talk, and I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of weird." I'm like,
Probably should have done something.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe we should. I don't know.
More than the
go.
freeze pop doctor.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe we should go. But it was just funny. 'Cause I'm like, Dad, just eat a freeze pop. You're fine.
Well, that time, because, as I've stated, me and King Arthur have bad anxiety.
Yeah.
And I looked at him and you could see his face swelling. And I was like, okay, don't panic, but get him to go to the hospital now.
Jesus Christ, this fucking guy.
Yeah. Well, I knew if I started panicking, he was going to start panicking.
I was
and
just
then it was all going to get
more
worse.
of the daughter who took things lightly, like very lightly, like made a joke about it. But that's because that's how he was,
Yes.
like before. I mean,
You
like he definitely
his
got a little more
humor
serious.
and his
but-
calmness, and I
Yeah.
got his anxiety and stress.
So I would just make like a joke about everything, and I'm like, "It's fine. You're gonna be fine."
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, time to panic. Let's go.
You always need that person, though.
Yeah.
You always need the time to panic person,
Yep.
you know?
It's time to hit the panic button.
Yep.
Which,
Sometimes I hit it.
I think me and Johnny Akers are trying to be that for people,
Yeah.
but
well,
people.
I personally have always kind of ran away from a lot of my problems, hid. But recently I'm uncontrollably emotional.
Yeah.
Need a hug, bro?
No.
Yeah.
I like how Barry. Yeah.
He might.
You never know.
Is it from abuse?
No, it's mostly self abuse in a way.
Self-inflicted harm?
Yeah, self.
He went down into our prayer room last night to pray.
You have a prayer room?
It's our old studio.
That's
You
what
made
the
our
previous...
old studio into a prayer
No,
room?
that's what it-
That's
no,
what the
that's
previous
what the people
owners
called
had
it before we
redone
moved
it
in there,
for.
yeah.
They
It was
wanted
their
it as
prayer
their
room.
prayer room.
Oh.
I don't know any
weird.
prayers.
Yeah.
I was just kind of clearly under the influence. It was parade day, and then we went to my
You were right. It
parents.
was parade day.
Told you.
Yeah.
And I went to my
didn't know that.
parents.
We didn't really participate that much.
No, not really.
We participated for like 3 hours.
It was mostly at like my parents. So I really
yeah.
got
Aunt
into it.
Aunt
Aunt
Dee's birthday.
She's
You
wild.
got into it. What do you mean you got into it?
Just like drinking.
Drinking.
Oh.
Yeah. The Sabres
Oh.
were
The Sabres
on.
were playing. We
Yeah.
hung
They
out
went
there
into
for a while, yeah.
overtime. Grandma was freaking out.
She's a diehard Sabres fan.
And they
And
still
they're
sucking.
sucking.
Yeah.
They lost like 4 or 5 in
Yeah.
a row. They're done.
3 games at home.
Oh, they're horrible from home. This was like a huge
What was
game
it?
too.
3-1 this past week.
Probably, yeah. But it's been pretty bad.
We
But
go
yeah,
to pick up. We go to pick up. What were we going to pick up? We went to Lowe's. Were we going to Lowe's?
Probably.
Yeah, I think we were going to Lowe's. Hop in the truck, fucking turn on the truck like we normally do. Radio comes on. It's a Sabres game. She's like, "Are you really listening to the Sabres game right now?" I was like, "Well, I wasn't, but I am now."
converted him.
How much
Let's
you,
go.
Johnny
Did.
Akers, has had an influence.
In the past week or so, it's been hockey on TV all the time.
He also is in the gambling competition with us. He
Right,
loves
so,
the Blackhawks.
yes.
The
Yeah.
Blackhawks are like his little secret bet every single
I
week.
love the
Hey,
Blackhawks.
I think I took them, by the way, off of your tip. They
Did
lost.
you? Did they
Yeah,
lose?
Lost. They lost, yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, I was like, I'm so proud.
You did a good
I
job.
converted now Bear into a hockey fan and a football fan.
and an all
Beach was
sports
always a
fan because that's the only
Yeah.
thing I'm forced to watch
and a
on
golf
TV.
fan. Hey, we watch a balanced amount of Food Network and
Yeah, we
sports.
do. We do. TOC tonight, 8 p.m. if anyone
Oh
wants
my
to tune
god, I
in.
forgot that's on.
That's a free plug. Way to go, Bear.
King Arthur would have wanted her to.
That's true.
He was a
Well, Brooke Williamson isn't on, so he would be very upset about that.
Who's the girl that won
But-
last year?
Tiffany Faison.
Yeah, Tiffany.
Faison.
it's
Faison.
Faison.
So-
Hated her.
King Arthur hated this girl because she was just
She's a
like this little like kind
troll.
of troll looking girl, and he liked all the hotties.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Come on.
And then we watched
Very
one.
He was a
shallow man.
pervert.
We
Yeah,
watched
Very
one, and there was like a
shallow
new
man.
chef on this year, and
She was
we
an
both
8
we
seed.
both go, "Oh man, your dad would have loved her." We're like, "Oh, he would have root for." So we root for her too. She
Yeah.
lost, but then
No.
Tiffany, she did the one that didn't she lose?
No, that was their first battle. It was Tiffany against the 8 seed, and the 8 seed beat her.
Well, yeah,
and she got knocked
the other
out,
one
and I
that
was
he
like,
liked. So yeah, we were rooting against the defending
Yeah.
champion because King Arthur hated her, and then
Yeah.
she ended up losing, and we celebrated like
Yeah.
you'd have been there with us, like, yeah, she fucking lost, dude. Let's go. You hated her, we hated her. Let's go.
He would have been proud.
Yeah. Yeah. He would have been happy about that. But I mean, I guess if we're sharing stories, let me just set the record straight here. I didn't fart in the car that one time. Listen, now that he isn't here to play, it wasn't me. It was him, okay? He farted before we got into the car. It got stuck in his pants, and then when he sat down, it came out, okay? And
fart
that's
was
what,
stuck?
yes, that can happen. And then when you sit down, it's
Fart
like,
bubble?
yes.
You talking about a fumble? Or
Fumble?
And it was
A fucking
only us
fumble.
two, and it wasn't me.
And let me tell you, this has been years in the making of
Yeah,
who
I mean, that was
farted
still
this
when he
time.
had his white car. Remember when he had that white car?
Yep. So this was
Oh, the
Right,
bus?
right, like
no, it
no,
was-
the white like car that the brakes.
So
blew
this
out,
was
remember?
over 12 years ago because this was prior to
Us.
Beej and I getting married.
Yeah.
And they have been debating this one fart for this long. Mind you, the two of them will fart all the time and say that it's them, but this one, no one will claim.
It was bad too. Like we literally were like, we both just like got in the car, and then 2 seconds later, just both look at each other, and we were like, was that you? And both of us are like, no. And we're just like, oh my God.
Are you sure like someone didn't
Yeah.
walk by?
I don't know. We were in the back of the parking lot. Like, nobody was really around us. So I don't know. It was definitely him.
Well, you're not going to have him around to blame.
Exactly. So now it's settled.
It's going to be yours.
Yep.
It's settled. It was him.
But we cannot
Throw me under the
let us not forget that Bear smelled his shart.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God. I
That
didn't
was
know what it was.
So
Couch.
King Arthur
should've
stands up
announced
and
it.
Bear is like, what the hell is that on the couch?
Under
What
where
is
he
that?
was sitting.
Fucking gets nose right up to it. Oh my God, it's a shark.
King Arthur was laughing
Dying.
hysterically. Hysterically.
That shit was hilarious.
That
Oh my
was
God.
funny.
That was really funny.
Very funny.
People will still talk about the speech he gave at our wedding.
Yeah.
He's
Oh my
talking-
God.
And just how funny he was.
Yeah.
It's
People loved the speech.
He
Yeah.
was his main goal in life was to make people smile.
Yeah.
100%.
And laugh.
No matter
Smile and
what's
laugh.
going on in your life, he is going to make you smile.
People, and they need more people like that because,
Yeah.
especially nowadays, hardly anyone's going out there and trying to just make other people smile as much as you do. Like your friends and family, obviously, is one thing, but
Yeah.
clearly, from all the people who came to his service and at work and who had known him over the years, he was always doing that.
Yeah.
And even up until he passed, he was still that person
Making
for certain
jokes.
people.
Yep.
Even his brother said that when he went over there at 1 and at 4 panicking that morning, they still had a few chuckles here and there because they were trying to get Dad to calm down.
Oh yeah, and you want to know what one of their chuckles was about? Another of Dad's farts, because we had went house hunting early Sunday morning, because the 20th was Monday, just for reference. But we had went house hunting earlier that Sunday morning before me and Johnny Anchors went over for dinner, and we were going to look at the backyard of this one house, and I had noticed Dad like hanging back a little bit, and I'm like, okay, but I was still close enough, unfortunately, to smell what had just came out of his ass, and I could have sworn he shit himself. It was so bad.
Good old,
I said,
old man fart right
I
there.
said, thank God that the realtor had walked away and was like further into the
Yeah.
backyard. And we didn't discuss it right then and there, obviously. But then we both got in the car and I was like, Dad, that was bad. Like, that was really bad.
And he was so proud of his bad fart.
Yeah.
I
He
asked
would
his-
just die laughing.
I was like, "Did you ever see the movie I Love You, Man?" We were there the day before, after you had looked at the house. He's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. He's like, you are that guy that just kind of lingers around at the open house just to get to the open room to let one rip.
Yep.
That's him.
Like, that's not me.
Yeah. Oh my God. That was so funny. So I'm sure that's what one of those laughs was about.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Oh my God.
But yeah, every day of his life, just make everybody laugh.
Laughs and farts.
Laughs and farts.
Farts and laughs.
Sharts and laughs.
Sharts and laughs.
Like when he had to throw his pants out.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
That was great.
First, I mean, like, has there not been like 3 shorting incidents?
There's been a lot
like,
of them, yeah.
was he moving a couch one time? Or was that
Maybe.
not? I don't
I don't
know.
remember.
Oh my God. I swore.
It could have been one of the stories he told you.
Yeah, I swore he told me that he was like helping somebody like move a couch or something. Like, I could have sworn it was one of his friends. They were like moving a couch or something, and he felt a fart coming, which was not a fart.
I believe
And
it.
he was like, "Oh man, I gotta go to the bathroom. Like, I'll be right back." Like,
I believe it.
Oh, man.
That was Dad for you.
yeah.
Anything else, girls? Anything else you want to get off your chest? Anything else you want to explain how you're going through your process? Because I think more people need to know.
Not at the moment.
I don't really think we have it down yet.
No,
Which is fine.
no. It's gonna be a learning curve, and
Yeah.
I kind of do it as we go. Try this, try that, until
Yeah.
we find something that.
And like as much
Works.
as like friends and family are, you know, some sort of therapy, like I do feel like, I mean, I don't know about you, but I personally feel like that you and I would benefit from possibly going to therapy maybe, but it just depends. I mean, it's definitely not going to be anytime soon, but I just feel like to work through emotions and maybe figure out better ways to handle those emotions when they do come on
Yeah,
would be helpful.
Definitely could use some coping mechanisms,
Yeah.
or just like
My question to you girls, if you are thinking about going the therapy route, is I know the answer for T-Rex, but mainly for you, Bear. Can you get deeply emotional topics out with a brand new stranger?
I mean, I've seen a therapist before for specific situations, and I do feel like it helped. I mean, I think I cried, and it was a man too. It was kind of awkward, but I feel because like I couldn't find a woman, which I feel like with a woman it would probably be easier.
it just feels more
More-
compassionate.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
Women
yeah.
are just
I'd seen
softer,
2
I guess.
counselors in my life. One was actually 3, technically. Not to,
yeah.
2 of them were we'll just say it, court ordered.
Okay.
The other one was by choice, and it was supposed to be like a relationship expert because the person I was in a relationship at the time had told me to go, but she just sucked. She just said, "You're an alcoholic and you need to stop smoking weed." I was like, "That's
never the
it.
answer.
That's the only
That's
advice
it.
you have."
That's the
She's like,
solution.
yep, that'll solve all your problems. Now write me a
Okay.
check.
Now right here, Jack.
Well, I've only had one therapy, well, technically 2 therapy sessions, and it was right when we found out that we were not able to have kids, and I was wasting my time. Granted, it was technically free for me because of my work, so I don't think the therapist was getting paid that much, so I don't think she cared that much, but it didn't help me at all. And I can go up to anybody and talk about anything,
Right.
but when it comes down to deep personal issues that I have, it can't be. I would need to know
I think
that person.
it's hard when it's a stranger, and they have to be the right type of person, because especially when it's emotional stuff that you're dealing with, if that person doesn't have like legitimate empathy and can't relate to the things you're talking
Yes.
about, then
Yeah.
you
He's like a
can't.
grief counselor.
Yeah,
but
you're
better
not
than
going
an
to
actual
make that
therapist.
connection.
Yeah.
So it's, and obviously, like, I feel like you have to be willing also to try multiple people, because the
Yeah.
first person's not going to be your first, not
Yeah.
going to be your perfect fit usually.
Right.
So, I've thought about it. I don't know if I am going to go that route or not. At the moment, my route is I'm going to start journaling and just writing down all of my thoughts and feelings instead of pushing them away, because I feel like getting them out, even just to myself, will help more than ignoring them will. So that's my plan moving forward. It'll probably change a few times here and there, but
Well, yeah,
That's
because
my
you could
plan.
always start and then realize that that's not working for you,
exactly.
and then want to switch to something else.
I just know as of right now, like, I'm not good at opening up, especially to people I don't know. And I know that I won't be 100% honest with a person right now because right now I feel like no one's going to understand. So if I'm going in with the mentality of no one's going to understand, then I'm going to feel like they don't understand the whole time I'm there. So
yeah, I guess for me, it's easier. Like, I feel like when you don't know someone and like, especially when that's what their job is, I feel like it's easy to like tell someone literally everything because like they cannot like they don't know you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's
I
like
can see where you're
existing
coming from.
biases about
right,
you, usually.
exactly, and like they're, I mean, hopefully not going to like pass judgment.
Yeah.
But like, I just feel like it's easier just to like tell someone because it's like, okay, and also I'm once we're done here, I'm probably never going to see you again in my life. So
I think that's where our differences come in.
Yeah.
Because you've always been a more open person. Like you can
I
easily
can tell
you're the
everyone.
partier.
Yeah, and I'm
Well,
like
that
you,
and-
Beach. Like I can tell anybody anything.
Like you can just strike up a conversation with anybody that you meet in public about anything. I'm very like, hey, I'm gonna go hang out in this corner and hope that nobody sees me over here.
And if someone does talk to me, it better be about something interesting or I'm walking away.
Or tuning you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Depends on what person you are, I think, too. Like you said, it comes down to, are you more likely to share with someone who's a stranger or less likely? Because like, it depends on what their reactions are, or if it's just that's your personality. It's easier to share with a stranger or harder to share with a stranger.
yeah, it's like we said earlier, like everybody copes differently, and I think the process is gonna be different for all four of us, honestly.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to bury my emotions because that's what I do.
Well, I'm going to say this, moving
Probably not
forward.
great.
No, I'll probably explode at some
You
point.
girls are fucking naturals at this.
Yeah.
We've had T-Rex on as our Jamie before, but Bear, man, I am impressed.
What's your what? Huh?
Jamie.
It's a title. It's a Joe Rogan thing.
It's a Joe Rogan reference. You don't watch him, so you
This your first time at a podcast, huh?
Yeah.
How'd you like it?
That's fine. Thanks.
Both of you.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Did you guys feel better?
Yeah. I
A
mean,
little bit?
Yeah. It was nice to talk about it.
yeah. Everyone just always asks, like, do you feel better now? Is this better? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm
You
just
know you
like,
can say no.
literally nothing's going to be better.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna.
No
be
offense to
better.
literally anyone or anything that I'm doing or have been doing in the last 3 weeks, but
Fucking offend them.
literally nothing makes anything better.
Fucking Bear always on the non-offensive. Fuck
Yeah.
it. This is the one
I do
time
say
That's
no.
how she
I
goes.
do say no offense a
You can
lot.
get real offense.
you can get real offensive
No,
right now.
but I do want to shout out all my friends. You know who you are, because I clearly can't say your name. But all of our friends.
You can
have
say
been-
one of them. One of them is
Oh,
Private Investigator Charles.
Yeah.
yes, Private Investigator
That's
Charles,
Silent
and then
Partner's friend and
Friend? It's Silent Partner's friend.
Jesus Christ, fiance.
yeah, but
His
then,
friend.
but then even
Of 9 years.
Silent Partner and even
Swigs.
Twigs.
Swigs, yeah.
Yep.
Twigs.
Swigs said he cried for an hour and a half after leaving the service.
Yeah, Swigs, his girlfriend.
That's from listening to you two talk.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Beach. You said I really brought it down at the end there.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Well, the fucking end of your speech was, I love you what? I love you more.
I love you more, most, best, infinity times, whatever you say. Because we would go back and
Yeah.
forth
They would
and
say
say
it.
that.
Yeah, well, there's nothing he can say anymore.
I know. So that's why I said. That's why I
Boom.
said it all.
You fucking were going good. Oh, fuck. All right. That's right. Damn it.
Yep. Yep. But yes, I just, like I said, I want to shout out all of our friends and family who have been there for all of us, even, T-Rex and B, just friends.
Yes. And all the family.
Yeah, all of our family. Everyone's been so supportive, and
a
we're
special
really, really
shout
thankful.
out to King Arthur's brother and
Yes.
his wife.
Yes.
They have been beyond helpful in this situation. I don't know what we would have done without them.
We'd be lost.
Yes, 100%.
All of that would have fallen on me.
So,
yeah, probably. And
That's-
Yeah.
so I'm glad that they
I've been there.
have been here, and I
maybe.
appreciate
took-
everything that
took
they've
over.
been doing.
Yeah, me too.
Sidekick, Sancho Pancho character.
Oh, shit.
Well, should we do one more cheers?
Yeah, let's
My
do
beer
one
is
more
actually
cheers.
gone.
I'll cheers my water.
You're doing a whole nother shot.
doing a whole nother shot. I ain't got to go nowhere.
Fuck that.
Barry, you driving home?
Yeah. I can drive home.
All right, one final time for this podcast, not forever.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Love you all.
Love you.
Love you guys.
Yeah, what the hell everybody else is doing, and I love y'all. We will definitely be bringing up King Arthur a shit ton on this podcast because he was an integral part of our lives. Not just the past 2 years, but for the past of my 12 years.
4.
How long the fuck you been around?
4.
4?
4 now?
Yeah.
It's been 4 fucking years?
We met in January of 2019.
So far you've come from the dude with no teeth.
Wow.
He had teeth. He just didn't brush them. Allegedly. Okay, allegedly.
Good nickname for him. We'll put it in the works for next time. I'd love to have them both back. I mean, you guys were great.
Definitely.
Whether it was about this or other stuff.
I would love to. I want to hear what Bear thinks of some conspiracy theories because I think we can sway her into a conspiracy theorist.
Oh, wait.
Well, what?
You should have. The other morning, I was getting ready for work, and there was like mad planes in the sky. Like I heard them.
Yeah, she
Like
woke me
they
up.
were
Helicopters.
flying back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like every few minutes, I went to go leave for work, and I usually just like wake him up softly, lightly, whatever. I'm like, okay, I'm going, gotta go. And then I was like, but really quick, there's been like 7 helicopters in the air. I don't know, some sketchy shit's happening.
Conspiracy theorist Bear.
Something's going on. I'm like, all right, I'll look into it. I got that one app that follows. I think it's either FlightAware or PlaneTracker.net.
Because they were
Planefinder.com?
definitely,
Plane Finder, that's it.
they were definitely too high in the air to be looking for somebody.
It was a medical.
And it was- yeah, I mean,
I
it
think
was
it ended up being a
nothing, but-
medical helicopter, but it was like because it shows you the flight paths. And it was circling around our neighborhood.
Yes.
Craziness.
Yeah.
Weird.
I was like, I'm over here, like, getting ready for work. I'm, like, down, like, looking up in the window. I'm like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
was
I felt
so-
like, what's that movie? What's it? Where?
Oh,
the,
Goodfellas.
Yeah, where the helicopter
helicopter's
is
like,
following him. I'm like, where is it? Where is it?
It's right there. It's been following us the whole day.
I'm literally in and out of different rooms upstairs. I'm, like, in his office. I'm
There
like,
are
I
certain
can't see it.
moments-
I'm in the bathroom. I'm like,
I
where is
love
it?
it.
There are certain moments where I'm so proud to call her my wife. It's just like, babe, there's helicopters flying over. She woke me up as that. I'm like, I was almost like a smirk on my face. Thank you for looking. Well, thank you for taking over for duty. The other one was the conspiracy about John Legend and
Chrissy
Teigen's
Tegan.
daughter.
Tegan's daughter. That
What was her
like
name again? Now I don't even remember.
Max something.
Oh.
Epi Max or
shit.
something like that.
Shit. Yeah, I don't remember now.
Basically looked exactly like Maxine.
Yeah, and
Maxwell and
Jeffrey
Epstein.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like combined their names
Yeah.
or whatever.
Which
the
you
hell
guys,
it was.
I'm sure, previously
We
talked
did
about, but
previously talk about that.
I came
that
up
was
with
a Bear
that.
OG.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
But that is us. This is our family. This is who we hang out with the majority of the fucking time. So now you
And a lot
know.
more now.
Yep.
And now you know more of the Leaving Earth family. And that is our contribution and send off to the man, the myth, the legend will always be with us, King Arthur. We love you, buddy.
Love you, Dad.
Love you, Dad.
I love you, King Arthur.
Cheers, fellas.
Get into this.
Oh, I spilled all over it.
Oh my goodness.
That went down
Chill
smooth.
that.
You took Jack too?
Yeah.
No,
Oh man. Good
Nah,
All right,
I took Arnold.
Johnny Akers, take over that for a minute. I'm going to throw this in the freezer.
yeah, get that a little
warm?
chilled.
Yeah, that was. All right, well, we'll be doing this for a while. So, welcome to the inaugural wedding episode of Leaving Earth. We're doing this on Astro? We're doing this on Astro, right? Yeah. Okay. So, the Astro Anthology wedding episode with none other than that guy, myself, B. Japheth, and the presenter of this seminar, the Deacon of Divorce, Breaker of Hearts, King Arthur.
King Arthur.
Welcome to the studio, King.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Any opening statements here before you get into this actually well-printed itinerary?
Well, knowing you three, you've all made mistakes, and I've seen them.
Hell yeah.
So, we'll see if we can't help you out today.
All right. Help us out in what way, though?
Well, it could
See,
make
it's-
your life real easy, or,
It's some, group bonding. I think we've all experienced different aspects of being married, and I think it's interesting to see different perspectives of where everybody's at.
Yeah.
I know
So we
Johnny
say-
Akers is brand new. He's still lucky. He's
3
happy.
months in. I actually this maybe 2.5 months in.
Wow, bro. Already you don't know?
I mean, I got the
Bro.
It's the combination to our safe downstairs, so I have to remember that.
Oh,
So I got. The
How do you not remember your fucking anniversary day, though?
Oh, it's easy.
Yeah, exactly. That's
No,
what
it's
I'm
not.
saying.
Also
Listen.
from the movie.
Remember the 5th of November? That's
okay,
his
so he
anniversary.
took that. Okay.
Yeah.
That was
All
funny.
right.
So yeah, I
What, you don't remember your-
Hell no.
How long
I-
have you been married, that guy?
I got married in 2017, so 6 years.
6 years.
6 years. February 11th. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh.
I remember that one.
It's coming up. And BJF, how long?
I am coming up on 13 years in August 6th, 2010.
Wow, easy numbers.
Yeah.
Nice round numbers.
And the deacon.
the
Here to give us the
deacon.
marital history.
We've been divorced twice. The first marriage was 10 years, second marriage 5.
So now you're going to 2.5. Then soon it'll be a week and
Pretty much,
90 days. The
90
90
days.
engagement.
That's right.
in and out. That's fun.
Well, I would say, without further ado, do you want to get into your...
Sure, we
Yeah,
can get into the seminar.
So let's preface this seminar with you give this to everybody at your work that is about to get married.
all the guys, yeah.
All the guys that are about to get married. So this is supposed to be before we get married, but because
And is it
we are
well?
married
Is it
to
a,
his daughters, we didn't get
We
this.
didn't get a copy.
is it a well received document when you hand this to someone? Are they
they all
excited?
love it, but
Okay.
nobody ever shows up at the actual seminar.
Oh,
Oh shit!
sons of
How much are
bitches.
tickets?
Oh, for
I
one.
think
Well,
they're
we'll
overpriced.
get into that. Tickets are actually pretty reasonable if you think about it.
Fair enough.
It's the Man I Used to Be seminar. Presented by me. If I can save one man, I've done my job.
Here you go.
Now here's the price, and it's a deal and a half. It's only going to cost you 25% of your net worth. So right there off the top, I just saved you 25%.
There you go.
What we're already spending, which is, as you know, 100% shared between the two of them. I'm getting that part down. The whole we thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just she wants this. It's we want this.
Yeah.
It's
Like we need a new garage, right? Yeah. We need
we want to leave the party early.
Yeah.
It's never one or the other. It's a combined effort.
Yeah.
I'm
Is
getting
it
that
usually she gives you like the wink, or how does she like clue you into like we gotta fucking go?
facial expressions.
Okay.
Everything.
Every
It's just it is like a look. There's no wink. There's no smile. It's just the kind of a little head nod and
Gotcha.
And I go, yes, I will finish this drink, and then I will say my goodbyes.
Gotcha.
That's easy enough.
Okay.
And then it's also we every time.
yeah, we are leaving.
now right
We're
there in that marriage, you've got the role reversal.
Yeah.
Usually it's the guy that wants to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in some cases, a lot of times, well, my friends personally are the ones that are always trying to continue on with the partying, even into our 30s. But there are cases where there is a role reversal there. And to be honest with you, when we go out with her friends, I'm still the last one that wants to leave.
Well, yeah.
So
It's like, hey, we're doing this.
it's
We
not-
are doing this.
we will want to leave. Very shortly.
Very shortly.
Pick and choose the battles, and there's not many that I've picked.
So you've
won.
You've not. Oh, so you're in a losing effort. I mean, again, 2 months in, you're a loser.
Might be batting 200% or 200.
So what is the first step on the itinerary is why you decided to get married? What do you tell these guys?
From 9 to 9:30, I ask you, why are you getting married? You get all ranges of answers. You know, good party. I love her. Yeah, you hear that all the time.
I'm in love. Sucker.
That's right.
We still got 34 minutes to talk about this. So why?
That's only 5 minutes on that part.
Yeah.
Then another 10 minutes on laughing as to why they want to get married.
There you go.
Yeah, I've separated at least 10 minutes there just for laughter.
Just for laughter. Just for the.
Mental illness qualifies.
That's right. That's right. It does.
So you get ruled out if you have mental illness?
No, saying that you are mentally ill because
Yeah.
you want to get married.
Yeah, we're going to continue on through the
Marriage
itinerary,
plan, yeah.
but we know that mental illness is present.
That's right.
It's early stages,
That's
I'm sure.
right.
Yeah.
My advice to all of you, buy a small ring because it's going to end up in a pawn shop in 7 to 10 years.
Listen, ours were rubber. I don't have one on right now, but we have
What?
we have silicone
Throwing
rings.
the wedding episode with no ring?
Oh, listen, it's back at the shop. Like
Back at the shop.
I have to buy another one because I ripped it. We have
Yeah, I
silicone
know.
rings.
Silicone?
Yeah, and they're awesome. They're super comfortable to wear, but
But they rip.
they rip.
I didn't realize. I thought they were pretty sturdy.
Yeah, I mean,
$20.
unless you took a pair of knives to it and just snip it off.
Oh, I missed that part. That could have been.
So
helpful.
right, your ring. What are you wearing? Like a silver band?
Cobalt. I think it's like cobalt or tungsten or something.
Damn, you are a slave owner.
Right. With the watch?
No, with the cobalt on your ring, bro. You seen the slaves that fucking do cobalt?
No, I don't watch those videos.
Yeah,
I only
you
watch
probably
the lithium-
shouldn't.
I only watch the lithium mine videos.
Yeah, that's the same fucking shit. Because lithium and cobalt are the same
Yeah,
shit,
well, I mean,
bro.
they're
Where do most
similar.
diamonds come from?
The
blood.
lab now.
You know what I mean?
A little bit of
We're
blood.
supporting that. There's actually a story about diamonds where it's like completely made up from jewelers, like marketing people. There was
Yeah.
never really a big thing about diamonds before the.
It's the
Diamonds
most,
are forever. De Beers,
But-
the brand De
but
Beers.
diamonds are like the most abundant thing on Earth. I heard. But getting off topic,
We'll circle back.
we'll circle back to that one.
Golden diamond conspiracies.
Well, actually, I mean, we did talk. We're talking about rings. So, what is the norm for someone to spend on a wedding ring?
Well, let me tell you what I did. This
Okay.
girl, she was bugging me about a ring. I told her, take your phone off silent. There's your ring.
Yum. Nice.
Boom, we gotta get it. Okay, we're gonna ring the bell for dad jokes.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
I want to get too off topic, but I thought of this one, and I just want to say it has nothing to do with what we were talking about. But we were watching this the other day. How did the soldier know he had gonorrhea?
No
I
idea.
have no idea.
He had dishonorable discharge.
That's a good one.
I thought you might like that one. Thought that on my own.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I thought it on my own.
Well, watching Jeopardy,
the answer-
trying to enrich my mind, I thought of that bullshit
The
joke.
answer was dishonorable discharge, and I was just thinking immediately to the gutter. Oh, you know what would be a great dad joke that King Arthur
Hey, Miss
would love?
Akers, Miss Akers, I got a good one for you.
Mrs. Anchors.
Mrs. Akers.
That is bear anchors to you. All right, sorry. Back to
But how much is a guy supposed to spend on a wedding ring?
I don't know. So we were together for a long time before we got married,
Yeah.
and we just realized that we have kids. We really don't want to spend too much on a wedding ring.
Yeah.
So ours are $35 from fucking the website that we buy it from.
the Etsy shop.
It was an Etsy shop. But again, it's. I would think that it depends on the type of female that you are imploring,
taste of life.
Definitely.
because my wife is very simple in
Yeah.
her expectations.
I don't think Johnny Anchors has the same experience.
Untrue.
Yeah. So your experience was it a multiple trips to the liquor or the ring store?
Actually,
liquor
this
store?
is a funny story. So I screwed up immediately in this marriage before it even got started. I went on Black Friday, and it was very. Let's be honest with you, Bear has a taste for the finer things in life. She's reasonable about it. It's not like she's gonna go out of the way or put us in that much of a hole if she wants something crazy. But it's just that wasn't gonna work. The whole Etsy thing.
No?
No, not at all. Neither was eloping. for any side of the family.
Oh, you should have.
That was a suggestion I remember from King Arthur up front. But anyways, I go to buy the ring. I'm with one of her friends and picked out one that she knew that she would like and that we had probably looked at before on whatever, Pinterest or something. And then my mom was supposed to meet me that day to help out too, but she couldn't. She had to work. So then I sent what I thought was to her the picture of the ring. Well, it actually went to Bear.
Oops.
The day I bought it.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, my face went just straight white. I go, I did it. I cannot believe I just fucking did that. Tried to play it cool in the jeweler, but it was the secret was out.
So you've already pot committed to your life that this was gonna be the situation.
Yeah.
And I'm done. And did she respond well to the ring picture or?
I think I said something like my buddy. Like I tried to like fake like it wasn't for her.
Yeah.
It's so fucking obvious that it was.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, my
Shit.
buddy Tim is like thinking about getting that for his girl or whatever. Do you like that kind of ring? Like just after I hit sent, I was like, what am I doing? She fucking knows what this is.
Huh.
An idiot. I was with her friend. Like it just. It was.
You were with her friend?
Yeah, she. Well, I didn't even give out the names, but the longtime friend. From
No shit.
Hometown, yeah.
So you're with her friend, texting her pictures of rings.
On accident.
Yeah, you're fucked,
That's
bro.
just-
You're
that's my-
fucked.
Yeah, that
You're
could have
fucked.
been really weird. Like, hey, look at what we're gonna do.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
Whoops.
it was a suggestion. And I'm
Johnny,
like, I was-
Johnny,
Hey.
Johnny. Always check the address where you're sending your mail to.
I would.
He did not think that one.
I would also even like just take the picture and then go to your mom
Yeah.
and
Well,
never,
maybe she
never
was
se-
looking.
Send it.
Yeah,
Never
maybe she was
send
looking
it.
for the instant, like, hey, this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
You know, so I could see.
Well, you could do that once you have it in your pocket.
It was like right next
Yeah.
to, like in my phone. They were right next to each other. I was talking to both of them, texting both of them.
I get why it happened. I understand why it happened. I'm
Those
just saying
mistakes,
you
know
should.
what? Once every blue moon, you do it like once a couple months. You text the wrong person on your phone, but nothing with that fucking magnitude.
Yeah,
Are
not
you
that type of
kidding me?
picture.
That's
That,
like one of
that picture's an important photo that you just like, oops.
Like
So-
on Valentine's Day or something like that. Just like
Okay.
Shows up, you're like,
Well, Johnny Akers
So,
fucked up
so,
on the
so
ring.
how much did you spend on the ring though? A lot? Or?
Yeah, was it 3 figures? Was it 4 figures?
I was
It
definitely
can't be
into- I
5
was
figures.
Definitely into the 4 figures.
That's
I
counting
remember-
cents, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. When you round up, it looks like bigger it is when you add the 2 decimals. So 7 figures. It's a 7-figure ring. Damn. But I paid for most of it. I think I paid for most of it like up front, just in savings.
Well, that's good.
That's
And
At
I
least
still
that's.
finance the rest of it, which is great to finance right now, man. Interest rates are great. Oh, that Etsy one looked pretty good though.
Yeah,
huh?
like I said, the rings that we have that I'm not wearing one right now, but wicked cheap. You can get them all the time. You can change them out.
So
This is 10 years ago, mind you. Him.
Okay, I don't know the
12.
price.
12.
But also, when I got married to what I'm wearing now is different. So when I got married, it was kind of in a post-haste kind of situation where I thought I was going into the Army still, and I thought I was going to be leaving for boot camp relatively soon.
Didn't we all?
Yeah, we all wish he was.
We-
We're like, see you later, homie.
I thought I was.
Have fun.
And then
Supporting family from back home. Get the fuck overseas.
and then
Please take him. Please take him. We don't want him anymore.
And then T-Rex had a story from her sister-in-law about chopping off a head of a snake in the middle of the night that was going after their dog. And T-Rex decided that she would not be able to do that if it were to be in her position because her brother is in the Army. And that's why her sister-in-law had to do that. So everything was kind of rushed for our wedding, put through the ringer. But afterwards, so I spent about $120 on her ring at JCPenney's for the first
Nice.
one. And then we went to K Jewelers to get her an actual ring, and I spent about $3,500.
Yep,
Nice.
that's good.
Yeah, I thought it was a good price.
Like I said, I think it's all in the situation. You know,
Yeah.
Your situation was you
Fucked from the
can't-
beginning.
Well, look at
Yeah, that's true.
you can't extend beyond your means. You know.
Oh,
You
we
have to
definitely
stay-
did.
Right, but you're still together.
Hell
like
yeah.
it wasn't $1,300. It was like, fucking never gonna see that money ever again.
Yeah.
She still has it. I
Yeah.
hope.
Scratches the shit out of me every fucking time too.
And Johnny, I'm sure your wife, she's still
2 months in.
She looks at it and says, "Huh, that guy really got me good."
She goes.
Not
and gets
this
it
guy,
cleaned,
not this
like,
guy.
Literally, almost once every other month.
You have to.
that's good.
To keep the warranty.
Keep in the shine.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
What a scam. The whole diamond thing. I mean, it's just I don't want to go too far off the topic on it, but it's created for the idea of like, oh, this is it is forever, which they are a great resource for space shuttles and.
It has
saws or
no
some
other
shit.
value other than
Saw.
shininess.
Yeah, but there's no real value. So they created that years ago at like the Source or K Jewelers or whoever was the original jeweler. You have to get your wife a diamond or else you don't love her as much, and that it's the same thing as it always been. That's why
It is hard.
through rings on Instagram.
It's hard to go through a jeweler and look at all the things because as a novice, we don't know what we're looking at.
Nothing.
We just see
All looks the same.
all the shininess, and those fucking swindle people, they get them all the time. Oh, you need the higher level, the
levels
tree
don't make
A.
any sense.
So, in your lifetime, how much have you spent on rings?
Ooh, now you're digging deep here, buddy.
This is a good one too. And does the price you spent on the ring correlate with the amount of time?
Yeah, so was the
No.
first one 10
it's
and the second
opposite.
one was 5?
I can't even remember, to tell you the truth. I spent a good chunk of change on all of them, and then there was
All of them.
2 other ones that never went anywhere, and they ended up keeping the damn ring too.
They kept oh my god. So you purchased
I didn't know
4
this.
diamond rings and none of them have returned back?
None, not one.
Wow.
0 for 4. That's like the bills of. That's like the
fucking-
bills
fucking
of
bill of the
diamond
90s.
rings right there.
Well, and
0
then
for 4, Joe.
and then you wonder why diamonds are so fucking expensive because these girls just gobble them all up and never return
You
them.
think
When they
they've been
return them,
returned?
It's not as expensive, right? They don't give you nearly as much.
Oh,
when
no.
you go to bring those diamonds.
Oh,
back.
fuck
it's like
no.
a
Proves
car.
how useless they are.
Yeah, it's like, see, marriage is a scam from the get-go.
Right. So have they
Write-
turned them
writing that one
into other have they turned them into other jewelry like
I
from a
don't know.
ring?
What, they
You-
didn't
you've never
exactly
known.
ask my opinion as to what I want them to do with it.
Did they offer to return it?
Not a one.
No. In and out. See you
Yep.
later. Thank you for the $4,000.
There has to be some type of like I'm gonna say it's alimony because I know that's the wrong thing to say, but like in a divorce where you at least get a little bit of that back, Maybe you don't get the ring back, but your payment is on whatever the hell you had to pay for it.
All right, so you want to get into this? Let's teach these fellas about divorce there, King
it's,
Arthur.
It's part of the seminar.
Yeah,
We're
we're
gonna-
let's
yeah,
continue.
get back to the seminar.
Cuddle
seminar.
time. What's cuddle time?
That's right. From 10 to 10:30, we're going to go over cuddle time.
Hey,
Cuddle time, but honey, the game's on. That's about all you got to say about that one.
I feel like I got bear trained on that so far.
Well, she likes sports, so you got lucky.
I got very lucky.
See, I'm the opposite.
That has never happened before to me, and it is a great feeling. To know
I'm
that someone actually
switching.
understands
I'm
what's going
fucking.
on.
I'm twisting T-Rex just a little bit.
Well, and you're working with her.
MMA is huge.
Working with the MMA.
Yeah.
He's showing
She's
her
starting to
some-
watch. We're gonna have a fucking fantasy football team next year, and she's gonna fucking start watching football. She's gonna get
Wow.
into
Yeah.
shit. So
Well,
You've
good
done
luck.
more than I could ever do with her. I tried. man. I
Football,
tried.
that's what it is, man. Trying to figure it out on like the TG thing or TV thing. It's football, Food Network, and
Yeah.
maybe FX. I don't know. 3 F's.
Yeah.
3 F's of TV watching and marriage.
There you go.
So far, it's working out.
toys I used to own. Some.
Yep. From 10 to 10:30 to 11. It's toys. I used to own some. Yeah, I used to have a motorcycle. I had a snowmobile. I had. You got nothing now.
Yeah, it's all we.
Oh, that's actually
We had.
You're gonna write that one down.
Have is basically hers. So.
Yeah.
the toys.
Yeah, we would like a new SUV, but it ends up being I want a new SUV, and we end up with a minivan.
Exactly.
Do you drive the minivan?
I have a company car, and we have a Ford Explorer.
Okay.
So for us, we had discussed the minivan is, the next general step.
Yeah.
My 3 kids would be much better suited in a minivan than trying to squeeze, car seats in the back seat of an SUV. But, our toys do stop, It's more like lawn
I just
equipment.
want to say my first Christmas gift when I got married was a PS5.
Yeah, I don't
so
even know
far-
what those letters mean.
My toys are looking good, but I wrote down the toys might go away.
Oh, they will go away.
But
Especially
see,
when you have kids. Your
The,
toys go away.
the problem with it,
Toys
okay.
come along.
The problem with it is, okay, she got you on your first Christmas gift. She got you a PS5.
She got you a PS5?
Well, she gave me money and I paid for the rest of it.
So she gave you money
So
towards.
she gave you half a PS5.
She gave me half.
She gave
She
you
me a
your
PS2
money.
She gave me PS 2.5.
She basically gave you your money though, because you're sharing a bank account.
That's a good way to look at it.
So you.
But wait a
you
minute,
paid
but wait
for
a
your
minute, but wait a
fucking
minute.
Run that one through.
But wait a minute,
Right?
it's actually even more ingenious than that.
Right.
Because not only did she only give you half for the PS5, so now you're putting half of your money into the PS5 for a gift that she got you, quotes.
Quotes.
How much time have you played on that PS5 since you've had it in your possession?
It kind of ebbs and flows on the gameplay. I was playing before this, playing my brother in Madden.
Okay.
She wasn't
He
home.
beat me twice.
Yeah.
She wasn't home. How much
she
have
also
you?
wasn't home.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the conversation says
I get
when
like-
you're with her, when
Yeah.
she's home, whether she's cooking or hanging out or doing it, do you ever like just fire it up and say, "Hey, I'm just gonna pull a little Call of Duty for a little bit"?
Yeah. So usually it's either FIFA or Madden, and I'm not big into shooter games, but same.
Okay,
thing.
just
Very rarely do I do it while she's home and awake.
we forgot that whip sound.
Yeah, it's
Home or awake.
You might want to save that whip sound for this because I'll admit that tonight, because I had stayed up 2 nights in a row playing video games, will now be going to bed early 2 nights in a row.
She told you you're going to bed early.
It's almost it's almost the same as the expected look when we're about to leave the party.
Hmm.
When we are about to leave the party. That's the look.
God, I raised them both right.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
And tonight, whatever it is that we get home, we'll be going to bed early. We will be going to bed early. I will not be playing video games.
Until she falls asleep.
And that whole thing
I
about
need to
the
bring it upstairs, I think. I think I need to bring it into the bedroom. Now, having it downstairs is kind of screwing me.
It is
Bro, I
never,
am telling you-
dude.
I
That
am
PS3
telling
is
you
not
right-
moving.
I-
It's fucking bolted to the ground right
I'm
now.
telling you right now, that is not a good move.
Yeah, don't move that. Don't move it. Just leave it where it is.
Yeah, and one more thing about that. She gave him half the money, which was their money. He paid for the other half out of his account, which was his money. And he had to go buy it. She didn't do anything.
Oh, she didn't even buy it for you? She didn't go with
No.
you?
Do I know how I got this, though? Again, we'll get back. I'm going to get back to this seminar, I promise. I bought it off a dude in an apartment building. It was like
Okay,
a guy
well-
from a guy that we knew, so I got a good deal on it.
So
at
that's
least.
the hard part about this specific type
find
of
them
things.
anywhere
They're not
either.
sold in stores.
Yeah.
You can't just go to Walmart and
This
purchase one.
6'7" dude who weighed about like 175 soaking
Yeah.
wet that walked out of the apartment building with this
He said,
PS5.
Did he
Your-
tip over
your
while he was
fiance-
walking with
your
it?
fiance contacted me.
He said like 2 words. Hi. Gave him the money. Welcome. Yeah. Have a good one. Walked the other way. I'm like, does this thing even fucking work? But I knew a bunch of people who had gotten them from him, and it works.
Right.
But that was
That
not
dude's a
really-
professional scammer. Good job.
not really thinking
Way to
through that.
perpetuate that there, Johnny Akers.
She was.
The reason that they're not in
Our
stores
money.
is because of people like that you just bought one from, you dick.
Yeah, he's a douchebag. I almost wanted to say it, but I was like, who's gonna fight that guy? Fucking
I'm not.
giraffe.
Yeah.
That's fucking huge. So I was like, all right. Like, even if you wanted to like steal it, and not give him the money, he's just too long. He was like a pterodactyl.
Like John Jones is coming after you.
Yeah. But I did not think it through that she's giving me our money to buy it.
That's why we are at this podcast, just showing enlightenment to everyone's
I think that was
situation.
that guy.
That guy.
Watch out with our money.
And I'm not saying you
And
need your
mine.
own account.
Combo.
We split a bank account. We have
Yeah.
one
We
account.
got one after we got married.
You know, it's one of those things that it makes life easier.
I only have one account
Yeah.
with her.
Who
One.
pays?
Yeah.
That's it.
Who pays the bills in your family
Oh
situation?
boy, now we're getting into some shit.
Now, I have to say, it's very simple. It depends on how you look at life. Do you want your TV and your internet to be working at the same time? Okay. So that gal pays all of our bills. And it makes it easier because I'm forgetful. I'll forget the electric. I'll forget the plumbing or the whatever the case
Water.
may be. Water bill. So it's
Garbage.
easier if that girl,
Forget
that
the
gal,
plumbing.
pays for all of the bills.
Who the fuck plays for plumbing?
Wait, I was gonna say.
Well, what is the suburban disposal? the
that's
garbage.
garbage.
Garbage, yes.
Yeah, the actual garbage.
Removal.
So it just makes life easier. All of our accounts are linked in together. My money goes into her account. Her money goes into her account. The account, I guess. But when it comes to paying the bills, how did Johnny Akers and his fiance wife split
Bear.
things up?
Let's put it this way. I don't pay for groceries because it's never usually my decision anyways of what we're going to get. I think the only thing I ever pick out of getting groceries is milk, cookies, and Cheez-Its. And the rest just kind of goes up in the air.
Gotcha.
Discretion.
Yep.
No,
Does she
that
come up with
life.
a menu
No, that
or?
life.
But outside of that, and we split the rent. We're roommates. We split the mortgage.
We're roommates.
Other than that, internet, cable, electric, any other associated bills, it's JA's. Never joke.
All right, but what's a seat down? 11 to 12, seat down.
I think you kind of know what that is. It's the seat down. Why do we have to put the seat down?
Where does the seat go down? My face? Sorry.
No, in the bathroom. Put your seat down.
Right after that, we're going to have lunch, except lunch is canceled because you can't afford it anymore.
Right.
Wait,
Makes sense.
Oh, lunch. That's part of the itinerary.
Right.
Put the seat down, and then
Is seat down like? Does that ever go both ways? It never does, right?
no, it literally has
But
to
is
go
there
down
like
every
another
time.
situation that they could do around the house that could help the male in any type of way?
Vacuum.
Like, is there a seat down?
I have to
reversal?
vacuum.
You vacuum.
I vacuum.
I vacuum. Do you vacuum?
Not well. I tell you what.
Oh, maybe
Bitch,
that's.
you got
I
your
have learned
daughter's
the secret to
fucking
doing any type
vacuuming
of
for
chore.
you.
That's
You
right,
just,
I
you
do.
just don't do it well.
Don't do it well.
I already do that well.
Right.
I can't clean for shit. I can't fold laundry. I just suck at it. She's tried to show me a million different times how she does it, and it's like just certain things.
Well,
Is
she
it-
also worked at a fucking hotel, so she's got that shit down pat.
So it's like there's certain things. I mean, I can wash a mean dish. You know, I used to work at a restaurant. I can keep those things
Nice and
spick
organized.
span. So the laundry part, I'm not very good at it. The cleaning part, I'm not good at it. So she's got to do it.
Is it something that?
Because if I don't do it right, she's gonna get mad anyway.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You just
And
don't.
she'll tell you how to do it every single fucking time.
Get you right into lunch.
That's right.
Which is only 5 minutes. Yeah, that's a
Because you can't afford
Because
it.
you can't afford it. There is no lunch.
I fucking brought some trail mix.
Then we move on to our honeydew list. I remember when I had friends on Saturdays and no honeydew list.
Yeah.
Yeah,
did
that was nice.
Yeah, wasn't it? Doesn't last long.
No,
No.
no.
We're going to take a little field trip after that. We're going up to the grocery store. Up to
Nice.
Wegmans.
Swaggies.
That's right.
Oh
Expensive
God,
land.
fucking
You're going to
expensive
observe
land.
people, and you're going to figure out the proper way to slump over the shopping cart, following the love of your life, repeating, yes, dear, you're too good for me, dear.
Damn.
I gotta say, now we probably only go to the grocery store maybe half the time already. It's been embarrassing because I am exactly that. I love how you also bolded and italicized the love of your life. That itinerary. We'll post this.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a copy of it somehow. We'll post it on the Twitter page. But that's exactly me every single time. I don't even know why. I just said.
You dread going grocery shopping?
I fucking hate it,
Because you
bro.
have to
hates
follow,
it.
and there's no communication between the leader and the follower. The follower, the pusher of the cart, is always getting in the way of other people, and it seems the leader is unaware
That you are.
surroundings of like you have this massive cart of food behind you, and you're trying to keep up, but you can't.
It's like a semi.
Yeah.
Then-
You're like
then
fucking changing
from the
lanes at a
opposite
semi.
Side of the aisle, you're trying to get an opinion on an item you can't even see. Sure, yes, again.
Yes, dear.
Just grab it. Sure.
And as you're walking, you notice your favorite chip going by, and you can't
Oh,
stop
yeah,
and
there
get
goes
it.
the Cheez-Its. Fucking A.
So, before you got here, that guy was explaining his experience with the grocery store.
Yeah, so for me, I come from a food background. I worked in food and beverage for a really long time. I don't anymore, but grocery shopping for me is an adventure. I like grocery shopping. We always have a list. We know exactly what we're having every single week. Actually, I think I brought my list.
Yeah, so you write it out?
Yeah,
Put it on
every
your phone?
single week we write out what we're going to have for dinner. And then we
Why is
have-
it crumpled up?
It's out.
Well, this was this week's.
Because he just came from grocery shopping.
It's like a
He had
We
a
have-
grocery shop before the
You
podcast.
don't have one of
Wait a
these?
minute.
Dude,
What is that?
You need one of these. This is the all out of
all
list.
out of.
So what this is, it sits on a refrigerator throughout the week. You feel like you want to buy eggs for the week, or you want, a specific type of cereal. You write it on the list.
can I see the all
Yeah.
out of?
So what we do is every week it sits on the fridge. You mark off what you ran out of. Like I needed new shampoo this week, so I put a little extra on shampoo. So when you go grocery shopping, you walk around with a list that's nice and typed out. It's not fucking chicken scratch. And then as you go through
Cross
the
it
aisle,
off.
you cross off what you buy.
I like that you wrote down berries and then
If cheap.
if cheap.
Yeah. So,
That's
legit.
great.
No berries
So you
are
give
cheap.
yourself notes on it.
So
I
again,
like it,
if you
yeah.
know what you're ordering, and then on the back of it, I write out what our menu is for the week, so that I know, like for instance,
What you're getting at.
burgers and tots. Right, we're having burgers and tots next Saturday.
Wow.
If the
That is
fucking burgers
next
look
level
like
plan.
shit, then I'm not gonna buy them now. So they're frozen burgers, but as you go, you kind of can decide, hey, if I need to get back to the shopping list later this week, I can add it
Yeah, but how many times do you actually follow that list?
every time.
You?
Oh,
Or-
absolutely.
But are you the only one shopping?
Yes.
Yeah. So
99% of the time, I'm the only one.
so what
All the
happens?
shopping.
What happens if that gal goes shopping with you?
It usually takes us longer. We both get frustrated with each other. We realize
more
that
money.
this sucks. Well, actually, it does save us money because we're not guessing what we're going to have on Thursday night for dinner. You know, it's like, oh, what the fuck are we going to do? Let's just
Yeah.
order a pizza. This keeps us on budget. It keeps us organized so that on Wednesday night, you can be like, all right, what are we having tomorrow night for dinner? Oh, shit, we're going to have pork chops. Let me pull them out of the freezer.
Yeah.
Let me do a little bit of planning.
Yeah.
Why this helps us is then I can take this list and I don't have to call her and say, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Makes my life a lot easier because I can just follow a list. Whatever you wrote on the list is what we're
Do
buying.
I get to make the noise?
It's like,
It's fine.
Did you think this, King Arthur, do you think this type of list and planning could have helped you in either of those two previous movies?
no, she used to go grocery shopping, and I didn't. Now that I'm,
Did you get things that like I did? Like I get like
yeah, if I
extra-
did, I just ask for stuff, and
Or
they'd
do you
get
just
it.
buy them yourself?
And now, divorced twice, I go to the store, buy what the hell I want, when I want, and
That's true.
you know.
Do you still slump when people watch?
Oh yeah. Not so much.
You don't
slumping,
go
but the
back
people
after that.
He
watching.
walks proudly.
That's right. You can tell who's divorced in those stores.
Hey. I met her when we were looking over the cucumbers.
Well, I don't know. For us, it works. For others, it might not. But it just keeps us. It gives us that one extra. It's not a hot button topic when we talk about.
You
grocery
know what's
shopping.
even better than that is when the pandemic hit.
Oh, it was terrible.
For fucking introverts like my wife T-Rex, it
or
was great.
that gal.
Yeah.
She never had to leave.
Never had to leave. And now, instead of getting it delivered by Instacart, we just have them shop for us
and
and,
then
pick
you
it
just
up.
pick it up.
Yeah.
It does make life easier if that's
They
what
charge
you're-
us a little bit more, but we did the math, and dealing with the frustration
Yeah.
is way better than
You pay a little extra.
pay a little extra to not deal with
your own-
fucking
Yeah.
humans.
For those who are introverts, the pandemic was a savior.
Yes.
Blessing.
Yeah.
And it expedited a few things along the way.
It did.
To get too conspiratable, but yeah, things have moved digital quite quickly.
Well, what's a hands-on demonstration?
Yeah, well, we're almost done with the day here. 2 to 3,
Yeah,
you have
2
your
or 3,
hands-on
yeah.
demonstration where y'all bring your wallet and y'all bring your cash. And we're going to make little piles. This is a me pile. This is a her pile while you're single. Then you get married, you take half of your pile, put it into her pile. And then when you have kids, you take half of what you got left, put it back in her pile. And then when you get divorced, you take half of what you got left and you put it in her pile. By the time you're done, you got about an eighth of what you
Of that pile.
eighth
So
of what you
Keep
made.
splitting halves.
J.A., what was the last thing outside of the PS5 that you purchased just for yourself? Like a me thing,
But see, him
probably
being the
this way.
breadwinner,
a vape. Okay.
but him being a breadwinner, I
Yeah.
think he's got more leniency.
I'm gonna be honest. The breadwinner. I mean, if I were to think about a percentage of it, it's probably. I mean, mostly 60-40.
You know what? You know what I think it is.
40, 65, 35.
I think it's
depending on
because
what
he
you
has
pay
the
for it.
control of the bills.
True.
Because me and you don't have me and that guy don't have control of the bills. So at any given moment, I don't know how much money my family has. To be honest,
Yeah.
I really
would
don't.
agree.
I don't.
Man, we're pretty idiots, aren't we, at this
I'm gonna
point?
say this.
I'll
The joint
sum
account-
this up.
The joint account, though, this will kill me when she ever listens to this. I've come to learn that it's not really a joint account.
No,
her-
no.
her account.
Oh, let's
It's,
ring a bell on
no.
that one.
That's
It's
right.
more of like the family slush fund.
Yeah.
So, and it's all for right now. I mean, it's mostly just because we paid a good amount of money ourselves, and everyone, our family, paid a lot of money for the wedding, and the money that we got back really hasn't been touched that much. The first thing we bought with it, I think, was a treadmill, and she might have even paid for half of that because she really wanted this treadmill.
Okay.
But beyond that, it's going to be, the shit that we need. A new roof eventually. A new fucking driveway.
Go with the Gray Brothers.
Probably new furniture
Really
for,
good review.
Either the basement or the living room, whatever. So it's not really like, hey, can I
So
get a little
you
bit of that
think-
slush fund money? No.
You think
it's
they're
all
for home
saved forever.
improvements.
I fully think
Okay.
it's home improvement based.
What happens when NSYNC and Backstreet Boys are going to have a concert? What money, what revenue stream is that coming from?
Well,
I believe it's from the slush fund that you've got planned for a sump pump.
The slush fund was made at her bank, so we came in with two different banks. My checking account is under my former bank.
Got it.
Hers is with the bank that we own the slush fund with.
So are there any?
I don't really have much access.
Are there
to it.
any
I don't want access to it. I fully divest those type of decisions over to that. So
Good job, buddy.
Hey, bro.
day to day to keep the lights on and the Netflix working.
That you
Thing
Keep the Netflix on.
for the most part is me, but the big money decisions, the what we're going to be eating that week, nothing.
nothing. Not
No input.
no
Don't
input.
want it. Don't even want it.
Okay. Hey, and whatever works in your
Have
house works. I'm not saying it's wrong.
It's like my willingness to do laundry.
So
Just
do
can't
you
do it
have-
right. I'd fuck it up.
Do you have a separate account that she doesn't have access to?
Just my checking account.
Just your checking. So she can't like go over to Bank of America and be like, doo, I'm your.
Well, she probably knows my password to everything.
Yeah,
It's the same
she
for
can get you.
everything, so. In
You?
one way or the other, most likely.
So you got everything. Everything comes into one account. and
Everything comes into one
It
account.
goes right to T-Rex's
right to her
fingertips.
account.
She gets notified.
Well, so I was a bastard child. Let's get that straight and
way.
forward. I was a dick. I was an asshole. I
Not see that coming.
You
did
fucked
not
it
know
up.
what the fuck I was doing with life when I was a child.
Child, adolescent,
Yeah.
Until a couple years
Mid-teen.
ago.
Yeah, pretty much.
post-teen,
Turned it around.
all the 20s,
He did.
But
right through
so
the 30s.
I owed some banks some money.
Yep.
So it was
I'm
kind
just
of
gonna put that out there. Fuck the bank.
yeah. I mean I owed the worst bank of them all, the fucking Hong Kong bank.
Yeah. HSBC.
Yeah, I owed
Yeah.
them. So I couldn't really get a bank account very easily.
Yep.
So everything was just easier to put it straight into her account when we were first
If you're part
together.
of the cartel, you would have been able to.
Yeah.
Oh.
True.
I don't even think that's a conspiracy. I'm not even ringing the bell.
It's yeah, no shit.
It's a proven fact.
The fucked up part is all of my money went into her account. We fucking busted our ass to pay down the fucking HSBC fucking debt that I owed, and then they closed.
Yep. Then they shut down.
Then they shut down, and everybody didn't know shit. I was pissed. But anyway, so at that point, I didn't have really access to a bank account, so all of my money went into her account anyway. And then we got married, and what's the point of changing
The
it?
start of that sounds like a Mark Ruffalo film.
Yeah,
Like, regular guy, owes money to the bank, good dude, and
Yeah.
the bank is the more corrupt one anyways, and then they get off on it.
yeah.
And then I don't know what happens from there. I don't know, it just sounds like the beginning of a Mark Ruffalo film.
No, it's interesting. It's interesting because, I wouldn't want it any other way. Like, if I had access to all of my money, I would have no money.
Yeah.
Like, we wouldn't be able to go on vacation. We wouldn't be able to have the
Go
things
straight
that
to
we have.
DraftKings and FanDuel.
This is actually this
No.
is actually a relatively hot topic with me and T-Rex.
And it's hard. It's
Because-
hard to have those conversations because it's...
There were some times where she forgot a bill, and then we had to make it up, and then I can't get a Arizona tea from the gas station. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it's
I can't spend 99 cents at a goddamn gas station. What the
Yeah.
fuck's going on with our finances? I thought we had $3,000 in
But
the
then
bank.
you feel...
Like, what happened?
You feel like an idiot when
Yes.
there is nothing, and you're like, well, what the fuck?
All right. Well, I'll put this back then. Sorry, guy.
Oh, yeah.
On the
Yeah.
Arizona iced tea, how have they been able to keep up with inflation?
I don't know.
They've raised their prices slightly by 10 cents.
I think it's still 99 cents.
It depends
In the
on where you
bodegas.
At the bodegas.
At the bodegas,
which
yeah.
Anything is,
Yeah, $1.
is not even on the record.
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
What kind of
You
system
pay
do
with
they
you
use?
pay with cash and cash goes
Apple.
out.
They use Apple Cash, where they just type in a number and say tender, and then that's how much you pay.
Yep.
That's it.
Genius.
Yeah.
How do they get away with it?
I don't know.
It's illegal.
Those fucking
I appreciate them.
those cashiers know the price of everything in the store. So
Yeah.
They also remember everybody. I feel like
Yeah.
when you go into the same one all the time, they always remember you.
Oh yeah.
Hey, my man, how are you?
One dude asked me how the Dolphins did that weekend.
What?
I was like, what? How did I don't even remember telling
They
you
know
that I was
more
a
about
Dolphins
you.
fan.
They might know more about you than your own significant other.
They might.
Well, they have all of his
That's the
bank
only
accounts.
time you're alone.
when I'm in the bodega. They don't want to go in there.
Gotta grab my phone, so I'm gonna talk to this guy for 3 minutes.
You ever drive through the drive-through that you go to all the time with your significant other, and they give you like, "Hey, how you doing? You were coming back this week," and you're like, "I haven't been here all week. I don't know what you're talking about."
No, that's
I'd
never
say
happened.
Mostly, I'm trying to think of regulars at one Italian restaurant. But again, we always go there together.
Yeah.
I don't think the only place that I think this person would know me without Bear
Would be
would be the bodega. That we go
There
in
you
there
go.
every time. They just. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anytime I go in there, though, I have to get her a Slim Jim original.
Bro, they are one in the same. They are one in the same.
I have to get her this.
That's right.
I have to get her this.
I have to get her
What
hot
the
fries.
fudge?
To get myself one of these, which I need to get rid of.
It costs you a
Everything's going
Jim- a
electric,
Slim
and
Jim?
I think everyone needs to go back to the old way of burning fuels, burning things. But to get one of these, or I think it's kind of like
Give and take.
Yeah, I'll get you a couple Slim Jims if you let me go in there and electronically burn my lungs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let me
We
kill
don't have that
myself.
in my household.
Beautiful
No,
relationship,
neither
very
do I
similar.
anymore.
Yeah, but you got the same thing with beer.
What do you usually? So do you get
So-
like
okay,
give and
so-
take there?
A little bit. Yeah, there's a little bit of a give and take. I don't like the same beer that I enjoy the same beer that she does, but I enjoy more IPAs.
Yeah.
She doesn't enjoy IPAs.
Okay.
Doesn't like it. Doesn't like it at all. So
hate
a couple weeks ago, I was in Massachusetts for work, and in Mass, there's a big brewery. It's called Treehouse.
Yeah.
Which, if you're from Mass or you're
There's
a
a
beer
lot of
drinker,
breweries there. They're huge into that.
a lot of beer.
Yeah.
So I had some ample time. Stopped over at Treehouse. Treehouse has beer. They also have coffee. They're relatively new in the coffee world, but they
coffee?
Well,
They have to have a beer.
they have a
coffee,
beer
right?
coffee, but
Yeah.
they brew. They don't brew. They roast beans and they make cold brew. So I had half of my cart was beer, the other half was cold brew. I brought it home. That girl was excited because I brought coffee. That guy was excited because I got beer. So it was
good.
kind of that
win-win.
give and take. But yeah, I can't just show up with a 12-pack at home and be like, "Hey, getting drunk tonight." That just doesn't work in our house.
No. I don't ever drink during the week. To be honest, I don't know. I don't really drink. I drink a lot of fucking.
You never drink during the week?
iced teas.
Not even
Well,
Tuesdays?
I play hockey.
Yeah, I was going to say, not even Tuesdays?
In front of her.
Every other week during virtual golf, and during the summer on Monday nights when I have golf. Yeah.
What
So
about kickball?
wait, hold on. Let's
Kickball.
talk about the golf
I might
thing.
retire from kickball this year. That's too much. It's getting to be too much.
So kickball. Can we talk about extracurricular activities?
Yeah.
Well, can we start
yeah.
down that
I was
line?
looking to
Because
see if I had anything there.
okay, because I think this is a little bit of the demonstration. What do you do that's just JA? Because that's it.
Recreational sports.
He does a lot.
Okay, so those are gonna go away. Which ones do you want to keep, and which ones are you willing to venture away with?
I tell you right now, if you say that this one's going to be taken away, I'm going to punch you in the nut.
What?
Podcasting.
Podcast.
This podcasting, I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
you got 3 people involved in this.
No. That can't be. In fact, I think it could potentially increase. That's a lie. But it would. We just might need to be. Again, I keep saying this a lot, which means
We just need a whiteboard.
We just got to be strategic.
yeah.
That's the old office buzzword. I've been working in corporate America enough to know that when you need to be strategic about something, it means SOS.
Yeah.
But I would say I'd give up kickball in a heartbeat. Sorry, kickball team. If I had to decide, I mean, I don't play hockey during the summer, so maybe golf. But you have to understand that.
Well, you were a smart man because you took her golfing and she liked it.
Exactly. So you kind of understand it. And on the recreational hockey aspect, for those unfamiliar, it's a social time. Like
Yeah.
when you go to those games, you've been to.
Could
Yes.
you sell the golf
You've been to games
as
too, I
a
think,
work?
right?
Not
event?
yours, but I've been to other
Yes.
ones.
Could you sell the golf to Bear
golf,
as
that's
a?
impossible to set because that's a league with just
No. What I'm saying is, can
it's just the guys.
can you sell it to her as this is
A work shindig?
related or
release?
business?
A work
know,
release program?
That's
work
right.
release program
You are
is-
the prisoner. She had to feed you.
There you go.
It's a work release. It's actually a recreational release.
Yeah.
Is how I would look at it.
You get 30 minutes a week.
Well, so that I would more likely give that up if I, just to. It's not as big of a deal, and it also doesn't involve. There's an easier way to.
I so want to listen to this in like 6 months and be like, so where are we at?
In the golf league. Yeah, this year I have to play. I'm a defending champion, even though my partner moved away.
Okay.
It was much better
So you're gonna keep golf,
So you're already
No,
half out.
I would give up golf and keep hockey.
Really?
keep hockey,
Yeah,
give up golf.
but to understand that if I were to keep it, not going to make every game.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You're going to have to tell.
You're
the
also
team
not
that
gonna
I'm
buy
be
any new
about,
clubs.
67% committed on the games that are 11 fucking p.m.
Yeah.
Not going to see.
Now, how old are you now?
I'm above 30.
All right.
So I'm gonna
Damn,
say,
you,
I'm gonna say
what are you,
I'm
a
32.
woman? You won't fucking say your goddamn age?
I have
You
a
know-
philosophy that you're 30 until you're 40.
All right.
Well, the closer you get to 40, the knees start breaking down,
that's already
the elbows, and you won't want to play because it takes too long to recover.
It hurts every
And-
week.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm closer to 30 than 40, and I can already feel it.
yeah. So it's just going to come to a point where you're going to end up golfing because you can't play hockey anymore.
Yeah.
While I got my ute,
Yeah. Keep
I got
your
my
youth
youth.
going.
I will try it out. But no, it's bad now. I mean, at least every single day after I'm sore. At
Yeah.
least 2 days after, and something could happen.
So
Most
you-
recently, I took some fucker asshole again. It's 11 o'clock on a fucking Tuesday, and this guy's giving me a hip check into the boards. I mean, we wear pads, but still, fucking slamming your hip into the boards. My hips have been fucking killing me.
Can't walk straight for
Back like
3
I used
weeks.
to when I was
Hey, can you
younger.
Well,
tell
if you weren't
Bear,
so
like,
petite,
hey,
you wouldn't have
Yeah,
that
the
problem.
petite thing. I'm a warrior out there. You guys need to come. You guys need to come out. You would enjoy it.
I would enjoy watching.
I talk a lot of shit.
But they're 11 o'clock on a Tuesday.
I've been asleep for 7 hours.
Yeah, no shit.
There
That's
is
the problem.
That's a weird sport where you don't have to be you don't have to look like an athlete to play it. Like
No,
there's
I get
athletes
you.
in the pros that are like 150 fucking 5
Yeah.
out there, and it's just they're getting
Oh.
smoked.
They take their helmets off. They're the biggest dweeby-looking guys you ever saw in your life.
They're also.
But then you get a Phil Kessel, who's just the big ass fucking fat guy.
I love that guy.
He's a big fat guy. He's just on skates.
Crushes hot dogs, beers, and goes out there and shoots from the one side of the net. He's got a great shot.
Okay, so you're saying
Left it.
you'll keep hockey. What other extracurricular outside of the PS5 that you haven't been playing with? What do you do that's
well-
just JA?
He can't talk about that. His wrist hurts.
Carpal tunnel's acting up.
That's a good one. Yeah, ambidextrous recently.
You sit on it, make it numb a little.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
So no, I think the only other thing that would be given up would just be any kind of social life.
Okay, so just a Friday night, like a Friday night. Let's
Yeah.
just run out to the
At
bar.
least you know.
Yeah, like
Does Bear go to the bar on a Friday night with you? Like, hey, let's just go grab some
Yeah.
drinks.
Yeah, that's the weekend.
Is it just bar, or is it a restaurant that has a bar?
restaurant, bar? We've gone to that one, like I said, the Italian place a lot.
They
We have
usually-
shit to go-
So that
we have shit to
changes.
go to a party, a fucking friend's birthday.
That changes as you
or-
go through. So we used to, go and hit up the local watering hole that didn't serve food. And now, as our life has changed, now it's, hey, we're going to go to a restaurant. Oh, they serve beer. And then eventually it just becomes McDonald's because we got kids in the car and it's like, we got to fucking feed them now.
You got a hall pass. You're going to McDonald's.
Yeah.
You get a hall pass and maybe go to a bar or restaurant.
It's got to be a specific situation. Like,
Yeah.
for instance, this evening, we're going to go to the Amherst game.
Oh,
There's
nice.
there's a local
Went last
hockey.
night.
Little night in the
It's
game.
fun, dude. Any type of sporting event, whether it's minor leagues or pro,
Oh, I'm all pro.
it's fucking great.
All for it. But
You
this
get
is
to
the
see
first.
again, you get to see the public.
This is the
It's
first
affordable.
sports activity that we're going to be doing for in the past 2-3 years. So it'll be interesting to be like, hey, I'm going to go grab another beer, and she's going to say, "Do you really need another beer?" And
Yeah.
I'm going to say,
Yes.
"No."
Okay, so I'm gonna say this, and this is perfect because it's relevant. We went last night, and I don't know when the spontaneity part of the marriage ends or begins or starts or whatever. But we had no intentions of even going.
Month four.
We had no. We had no intentions of even going to the game, but we had went to dinner with another couple, and we saw their team, the Amherst. The team had like people with jerseys, and there was people walking around.
Yeah.
And we're like, hey, wouldn't it be fun if we after dinner we just went to the game? Well, why not?
Whose idea was it? You? That was
Obviously.
well, of course it was a you
No
idea.
one else was going to suggest that. But then when they were like, yeah, why not? I mean, we were either going to go to another bar after, dinner or just stay there at the bar or something like that.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, let's go to the game. Like, awesome.
Sweet. That's
I don't know.
perfect.
And I will say, towards the end of the game, it was trying to keep it light. But I knew that they stopped serving beer at the beginning of the start
beginning
of
of
the
the third.
third period. So I strategically bought 2 beers.
Oh.
Thinking that it was going to be one for me, one for the guy I was with. Well, he was done.
Oh.
So I had to finish them.
Twist your arm.
He was done.
Hey, babe, can you drive? Which I'll say for the legal purposes, yeah, she did.
Yes.
Just for,
Safety
just for
first.
Oh, Jesus.
So on that aspect, I want to say, do you ever have that, it's like a surprise or spontaneous? You're either out or you'd start that day with no plan and you just spontaneously say, we're going to go do
So
this.
that's a question for him because I have kids.
Yeah, it's hard
That
to do
spontaneity literally stops the minute that first child walked out.
Yeah.
Because it is much more tactical to be in a
Well,
situation.
you're also married to my sister.
It's very tactical to be in a situation where
See, I like that. We're saying some good buzzwords. Tactical, strategic.
you have to be
Like
very
being at war.
right. There's a lot of planning involved. To be
You
like,
gotta flank them, bro.
Hey,
you
how's
gotta
this-
flank them. And
This evening, we have 2 separate situations occurring. The 2 oldest are going with their grandfather out to the Webster World.
Oh.
And the youngest, my youngest sister, is coming to watch my youngest child
Okay.
at the house. So
do
there's
you have
an
an
opportunity.
older sister?
No, I only have one sister. I guess she's
Okay.
She's my younger sister.
So my
Just
sister,
clarifying.
my sister is coming to get my
she's
child.
not older than me. She's younger.
Okay,
So
but you said my youngest.
so but
You need to clarify.
but we also
Oh,
have
I didn't even miss that part.
we have there's a third party in our house, which is my mother-in-law. So
Ma Dukes.
sometimes it's like, not to be rude, but like, hey, do you mind watching the youngest while we just go do something quick? And we've actively tried to spend more time together doing things because the kids are not infants anymore. They are older. You don't necessarily, you can change his diaper, but you don't have to like breastfeed him all the time, that type of situation. So it's becoming,
It's a lot of years given up.
it's been hard, but I also work in a job where I have the flexibility that if I'm on the road, I can go wherever I need to go. If I want to go grab a steak from Outback, I can go get a steak at Outback.
That's also part of your per diem, though.
As a human, as my like per diem by my wife.
No,
'Cause-
per diem by your work, don't you?
Well, yes, but
don't
I
you get meal allowances?
yes,
Okay.
it's cost effective to do that, but I feel like when I do come home from a week where I've been traveling,
Well, why would you have to go out now? Because you've
Exactly.
already done all your.
hey, I don't
shit.
need to go get
Yeah.
this. I've got.
I'm
all
gonna
my
go
stuff
watch
ordered.
Black Adam the day it comes out because it's a Thursday and I'm in Utica and not
Exactly.
near my family.
There was there's
You caught a film on your own?
I fucking watch hockey on my own. I've seen baseball games on my own. Wow. But again,
He sees baseball games on his own in his own house with there's 3 kids and my mother and
Yeah.
my sister. He watches it alone. So.
I watch sports by myself a
Where
lot.
do you go?
Just on the couch.
Okay.
Well, first of all, baseball's watching that guy. That guy's not watching baseball. First off. Second off,
He's resting his eyes.
yeah, he's resting his eyes.
Okay.
But
Sleep is there
yeah,
for him.
so he just plops his ass in the living room, and then whoever comes in and out comes in and out.
Yeah, you just
Roll
make sure
with
the
the punches.
monitors. You can see the monitor going off. I think the
You're
youngest
always
is up.
sitting upright so you can at least.
Yeah, I
adjust
can
your
get.
head.
I'm agile.
You come out of it and you're like, I'm awake.
I was watching that.
That's it.
Yeah, you always know when they're going for the remote. I don't know how, but you do.
Right. But, I don't know. It's interesting. Everyone's got their own situations, and
But yeah, I would say that my spontaneity with not having kids is pretty up there. I mean, it's most of the time it's what do we have to do around the house, which which sucks, but it has to be done.
right. But do you try once a month to plan something, or like, is it
We try to have at least
Within budget.
Yeah, we at least try to have one night out of
yeah
doing something stupid,
yeah
like going to spend $100 on a fucking movie just because
yeah? You want to go see
we want
something?
to go see something.
What was the last movie you guys saw together?
Well, the problem with it is
No.
because
What was the last movie you saw together?
at the theaters.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
Bridget Jones' Diary.
No.
Never gone.
Batman
No.
movie.
Had to have seen a movie together.
Wasn't it the
No.
Joker?
The Joker.
The Joker.
The Joker.
Okay.
I don't know why I knew that. But.
Yeah. Thanks,
The,
Deacon.
the only reason that it's been that is because I wanted to go see that in the theaters. The problem that I have now is that I illegally download everything.
Yeah.
So I
Klepto.
75% of my relationship has been during the pandemic.
Yeah,
So-
that's weird. I mean, that's very
You
interesting.
don't fucking go to the movies anymore.
No.
You know what I mean? It's just,
You ever go to the drive-in?
that's something we missed this summer. I was
Yeah.
pissed.
Oh, I wanted to, but I
was
wasn't
That's
able
a fun
to.
activity.
yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
You know, you make your own popcorn.
Get a
or
handy in the
you
car.
make sure you clean your
Outside in
windshield.
the chairs
nice
with a
and
blanket
clean.
on you.
I was like, you can end up getting a handy, or you're gonna be like John Travolta singing to yourself on a fucking swing.
That's right.
Stranded at the drive-in.
Jesus.
We gotta have at least.
You gotta change it up. Change it up. Pick something
Yeah.
new. You know, different activities.
Okay, I don't know if we have to get back to that at some point, but like the remote situation, because you brought that up, or you brought it up.
The remote?
Like the remote itself. What is the best way to decide who gets the remote? And
The remote's the
sharing of
guys.
it?
That's it.
It's the male.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like just no matter.
Jesus
what,
Christ, where are you coming
Yeah,
from?
sure.
Did you not
I'm way
have the
behind.
remote?
I'm way behind.
Yeah, write that down.
Yeah,
I
you
need
own
remote.
the remote.
If you need to get your own, buy a second one.
Yeah.
Give
She-
her the fake one.
If
Yeah.
she questions it, you just say you're testing it,
Yeah.
making sure it's working. And
And you
tell
can
her to go
even-
test the upstairs one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run around. Hey, I got to change the batteries in this. Got to fix them up. And then you just sit it on your lap. So if she's got a grab for it, she's right there for you.
That's right. And
But
once
you
you're
set
married
it-
long enough, that's
you
too
set it
close. You
right
ain't grabbing
on the
it.
lap.
Okay, it's not gonna grab it. Yes, that's
Right.
that's a good point.
It
So when
sits
you're
right on your
deciding
leg.
What to watch? You are deciding what to watch on TV.
Well,
Ugh.
yeah, I don't know about the deciding
Think about
part,
this,
but
think
I'm
about this.
putting the channel on. with my
I'll
thumb.
tell you what. If you go fast enough, yes, you can decide but you got to get quick at that guy,
gotta
bro.
get good at
You got to
knowing
fucking
the
just
Know what
yeah.
channels?
Yeah,
Yeah. No. Hey, we're gonna start this new series.
Yeah.
Let's watch it together.
and then you come up with like a sales pitch.
So how
Pretty
often
much.
have you watched The Bachelor?
Yeah. Are you current with this season's
Not
Bachelor?
often. I'm again,
Okay.
thankful for
How about
a wife that likes sports
Wait a minute.
and the Food Network.
But wait a minute. Grey's Anatomy.
No, I mean I haven't had to watch it.
What have you had to watch
Below
where
Deck?
you were not remotely interested, but you knew
Oh God, what
there was
that?
something?
Chrisley knows best.
Manifest.
Oh,
That
it's
show.
because her and I used to watch it.
Yeah, that show.
Deacon fucked you. Deacon
Another-
got you
just
good
another
there.
show that's on, regular TV.
Yeah.
That is so over dramatized. Every person in the show is beautiful, and it's just like this. What? Oh my God! Like I'd rather watch The Walking Dead. Like I hate that show too. 10
We're-
seasons of the same zombies trying to kill the same people.
So she's not into The Walking Dead. She'd
No,
much
it's
rather.
just, like sometimes the Food Network it's tough. It's only
the
when it's like
Tournament of Champions.
Yeah. You don't want to watch. There's a certain thing on TV.
How many times have you seen The Notebook?
It's what they watch every night before they go to bed.
No.
See, me, in my house,
How
it's
about
Big
Magic
Bang
Mike?
Theory. Ooh.
Watched. I've never seen that one. Maybe. Beach Fest.
So,
You
so
seen
when it
Hold on,
comes,
I'm not gonna let you off for that Magic Mike one.
No, I haven't seen Magic Mike.
haven't seen it?
I haven't seen Magic Mike. The
Not
only
in
thing.
3D.
It was Brokeback Mountain. He's
No, I haven't seen that
you
either.
haven't seen it? You
I
saw
haven't-
something, but I
haven't
can't
s-
remember what it was.
I haven't
oh,
seen
it was
that.
the 50 Shades of.
I've seen
Shades.
50 Shades
Ah,
of
that's
Grey.
it, 50 Shades
All
of Grey.
50.
There you go.
I've seen all of them. Yes,
How many shades have you encountered?
all. I think there's 3 of them.
So when it comes to watching something that's a little bit more risque,
yeah,
do you pick it or does she?
she
pick
picked
it?
that.
She picked it.
She picked that. She picked Gone Girl.
Gone Girl's not
That's a good
risque.
movie.
Gone Girl's a
That's
good
actually
movie.
a good movie.
I don't know. It's got a Ben Affleck in it.
You don't
we
like
watched
Ben Affleck?
we watched this movie the other day, fucking called Deep Water with Ben Affleck.
Okay.
It's all about his fucking wife, like just going out and fucking other dudes right in front of him, and he goes out and kills the dudes. No explanation of why she keeps going after these dudes, because she blatantly knows that these dudes are dying from him, and there's no reasoning. It just ended. I was like, that was the worst Ben Affleck movie I've ever seen, and I've seen
All of them.
Dawn of
He's
Justice.
saying a lot.
Like what the fuck, man? Ben Affleck
So
sucks.
back to television. Like, when you're deciding, do you ask for input or do you beg for forgiveness? Like, we're gonna just fucking man through wrestling tonight, or
Yeah, I mean during the week when there's not as much on, like I mean during a football season, it's
it's a sport.
We have a sign on our TV stand that says we are now interrupting this marriage for football season.
Okay,
Perfect.
That's pretty accurate. So I get about 3 months of that.
okay. So now,
And then when the team ultimately
starting
fails,
Monday,
when the team ultimately fails, it then turns into a good solid 2 week to a month stretch of me saying whatever you want to watch, babe. I don't care. But then eventually it'll turn into March Madness.
so you'll
Or
go
it'll
right
turn
into another sport.
NBA or NHL playoffs.
You'll-
so then
so-
I'll be like, all right, I'm starting to get more into the sports again. Like, there's a good game on tonight.
Huh.
Watch that, or beating Bobby Flay for the 5,000th.
So it looks like
gonna win.
right now the remote is in her hands, and you wait until your moments, your opportunities to
Pick and
pounce.
choose the battles.
Okay.
It's hard to pick and choose shows though, because I think in this day and age, like if you're gonna watch something on TV together, it's got to be something that, again, either a movie or a show that you agree on, and that to me is impossible.
Really?
There's never really one that's like the other person doesn't suggest. They've either already seen it. Oh, I love this movie, and maybe you've seen it too. And you're like, yeah, it's okay. But sure, we'll watch it.
So recently in my house, my significant other chose to watch a whole series by herself, and I chose a whole series by myself.
That's smart.
And it was interesting because her series was six seasons long, mine was only 2, but it almost was like we weren't upset that the other person wasn't watching it without us.
Yeah.
She chose to watch You on Netflix.
Oh, that's a good show.
I have no interest in. I have no idea what it's about. I'll let her do it. Not that she needs my approval, but
Good show.
I chose The White Lotus. So I watched both seasons of The White Lotus. Very interesting, but I wouldn't watch You, and I know she wouldn't watch White Lotus. So it was like, it made life easier because, like, I'm not mad at what you're watching.
I've never seen White Lotus, but I feel like they're almost the same show.
Really?
They're very similar. I need to see White Lotus, but I mean, they're both like the new psychological,
A little bit. A little.
mystery, I don't know. It's,
Yeah, there was a little bit of suspense to it, a little bit of.
like if you're talking about, I'm gonna watch, The Bachelor, and
He said it.
Robo Wars. We watched Robo Wars the other night. I swear to God.
Nice. Well,
For some reason, I got lucky to find someone who doesn't watch The Bachelor and also want me to watch The Bachelor.
yeah.
Because that's not common. There's a lot of women out there that make their men watch The Bachelor. I don't know why. They know a lot more about it than I do.
If you
One
do
of them
watch
is
The Bachelor,
the deacon making everybody watch Chrisley Knows Best and bullshit.
Listen, there are
Fucking
some.
Big Brother.
That's one of them, too.
Oh my god, dude. Chrisley
You don't have
Knows
to worry
Best.
about that anymore. They're
Thank
in jail.
God. Bye.
He's in
The
jail.
closet in there as well.
I will say, if you're going to watch The Bachelor, there are some very attractive looking people.
there as well.
He said
About
it.
that one?
What do you say?
Burning up the closet in there and as well.
Just saying.
That was hilarious.
I don't know. Television is it's not a hot button topic, but it's something that everybody has a different outtake on it.
Yeah.
So do you have a certain show that you fall asleep to?
At night, yeah, it's usually Seinfeld.
Does she agree to that?
She requests Seinfeld.
She
She
requests?
requests Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because she doesn't really, she likes it.
Oh, so she can fall
It's like
asleep
the
to
same
it.
as like when The Office was on Netflix.
Yeah.
And it was like, didn't like it enough, so it would fall asleep, and I would sit up there just giggling to myself.
All right. What do you got? What do you fall asleep to?
We've got a rotation of Friends, Big Bang, Phineas and Ferb.
Does
Phineas
anyone
and
have that
Ferb.
70s show anymore?
No, I don't think so.
Netflix might because they just came out with that 90s show.
I've been watching it, though, the new one.
Yeah. Terrible.
Take it with a grain of salt. It's actually good. They
It
try
looks
a lot
terrible.
to be like the original.
It looks terrible.
Yeah, it looks
Themes of it
gimmicky.
are the same.
Yeah,
it's
it
very
looks-
gimmicky. But
terrible.
and they bring people back.
I saw Fez was a hairdresser or something.
That whole Fez episode was the funniest episode
Yeah.
by far. It's
So if you start with Fez, hey, did you watch on Netflix Kaleidoscope?
Nope.
No. Did you watch Kaleidoscope?
No.
Did you watch Kaleidoscope? All right, it's a very interesting concept of a show. It's 10 episodes. and you watch the episode in the order that you choose.
Yeah. Okay, I've heard of that. Yes.
So you could start, and they're all
Start in the
colored.
middle, yeah.
And basically every episode is a different time frame. So one of the episodes is 7 months before the heist. The other episode is 24 years before the heist, and you can watch them in any color order, and how you watch it kind
Depends
of
on how you come, like the
yeah.
result of it. Yeah.
yeah. It's a very interesting show. I could not get my significant other to be remotely interested in
I
it.
tried to do that as well.
So, and it's one of those things like it's sitting on my Netflix. I could pick it up and watch it again, but I'm like,
See, the best thing that happened to me early on in our relationship was she was really big into reading, and I promote that. Please go read a book. But while she was reading, I would flip through Netflix and just find a new show that I wanted to watch.
yeah.
So I put on the first show that I ever started watching while she was reading was The Walking Dead. After 3 episodes of The Walking Dead, she was no longer reading. She was watching the show I was watching because she was interested. So now she just...
reading.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Wow.
Your PSA.
So,
I promote reading
so,
after The Walking Dead.
so since then, it's been pretty much up to me to pick everything. She has her certain interests and certain picks that she wants, but
Right.
most of the time it's
Do you watch
psychological
anything,
thriller. All right, you
Do
know,
you watch anything new?
every time, all the time,
Oh, really?
all the time.
We don't watch anything new.
Like we just literally last night we just binged The Woman in the House Across from the Street from the Girl in the Window. I think I said that right.
That's a whole.
That's the whole title of the. It's a mini series with Kristen Bell,
Oh, okay.
but it's on Netflix. But we just they're
Did you watch
half.
like The Crown?
I did not watch The Crown.
Oh,
We're gonna start Peaky Blinders soon.
oh yeah, that's a good
Highly
one.
recommended. Great
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
I don't know if it's.
She's gonna watch
See,
it.
that's another show that I'd have to watch by myself.
See, she'll
Do you have
watch.
multiple televisions in your house?
She may not watch the first 5 episodes, but if she starts hearing shit that she
She'll be
wants
interested
to,
in that.
she'll start getting into it.
Yeah.
We need to get to that point. Like it's
Good luck with her.
Well, yeah. I mean, again, right now our ritual is.
I'll tell you right now, when I was in the house
kids.
with those two,
Yeah.
I didn't control dick.
Oh, I know.
And if I didn't put the seat down, it was a demerit. All right,
Yeah.
it was.
The seat was
You're
glued to the
going.
fucking
outside.
Go back to your closet room, bitch boy. All right, it was.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Huh, interesting.
Like they're then you still got them both together.
Yeah, it's
Ooh,
insane.
boy.
I live in literally a nightmare.
My sister used to make my mom cry when she was a teenager because she has no soul.
Soulless. Yeah, my wife is soulless.
She is.
She is. She's insane.
Soulless, that gal.
Yeah, she's
insane.
She does not care how you feel at
Ever.
all, and
You
she
could
will
be
tell
crying.
you in her face. You could be crying, and she will still tell you what's
Yeah,
fucked up about
fucked
you.
Up.
Like you are a dumb fuck. Like
Bring
just
that gal in here.
no.
You
She
would
will.
have-
Good
she
luck.
wouldn't- Yeah, good luck.
Sit by the door.
Yeah. You need a quick escape. You're fucked.
She is extremely opinionated.
Yeah.
Everyone's
It's-
able to access the door.
It's her way. or
Within
no
20 minutes, everybody would have left. Because she will just out. That
She's a
gal, just go. Just go.
Just go.
Just go.
get
And
out
she'd
of
be like, go on what? This fucking guy? What's wrong with your fucking hat, you retard?
man,
Like,
my
it's
heart
just straight up.
The R word. You said the R word.
Oh yeah, he says it a lot.
I don't-
Oh, that's not a good word to say, Mister.
It goes up there with the N's and F's, man.
Listen,
It's the NFLs.
I am with the comedian. I'm not sure which one said it, but I'm with that one. Everybody in the world is trying to get retarded. Everybody. Everybody's drinking beer. Everybody's smoking weed. Everybody's taking ecstasy. Everybody's shooting up heroin. It's everybody's trying to get fucking retarded.
Because you're all married.
Yep. That's. Well,
I mean-
the old Black Eyed Peas song before they changed it. You know that, right? The original version of that song where it goes, "Let's get it started and hot."
Let's get retarded and yeah.
Yeah, that's how it really. That's how it went. They released that as a song
Yeah.
in like 2005.
And then it got whoop zoop.
they're like,
let's-
okay, Black Eyed Peas.
TRL.
It's almost like it doesn't even exist anymore.
This is John Daly, or what is his name? Not John Daly. Carson Daly.
Carson Daly.
John Daly's
That
fun.
makes sense. Let's get started. Let's get stupid. That
Yeah.
doesn't go along.
No.
That doesn't go together. Well, yeah, I put it up there with the ends and F's.
All right, let's bring it back to a little bit of heartfelt ceremony.
Oh, yeah, we're just about done with this seminar, people.
It's been a long day of a seminar.
I know, it has.
9 to 5:15.
Short lunch.
From 3 to 5, we got the heartfelt ceremony. It's a very touching memorial for you to say goodbye to your boys, in parentheses, forever.
The testicles?
That would be them. Those are your boys. You get a free velvet pouch provided, so they look good hanging off your wife's rearview mirror. Your close friends are permitted and encouraged to attend this part, as it's one of the last times you're going to see them. It could save them from making the same mistake you're making. And then,
I put mine on the mantle, not on a rearview mirror. I'm just saying.
And then we're just going to end it with the presentation of the certificates. It's called A Mere Shell of a Man I Once Was.
Wow. Damn, that ends pretty...
Then in italics, you can say, I'll see you again in 7 to 10 years for the I Should Have Listened to You seminar.
The follow-up.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Nice. That was great.
That one's only
that's good.
10% of your. That one's only 10% of your net worth.
That's
Yeah, I was
right.
gonna say,
I
because
should've
you
listened.
have
You don't have
a
much
half-
left.
Returning.
Yeah.
You have an eighth of what you had started.
That's
I
right.
remember the math.
Now, you know, the mistake all three of you were making, you're not establishing dominance. You go home, you get in the shower with that woman, and you pee on her leg. And when she wants to know what the hell you're doing, you say, I'm marking my territory.
Yeah.
Now, that's going to go one of two ways. You're either going to get bitch slapped,
Yep.
or she may like it. And you two, married to my daughters, don't even try it.
So you don't want to know if they're into waterworks.
No, I do not.
All right, noted.
Duly
But I
noted.
did write down.
Write that down.
dominance
Write that down.
pee on leg. So,
Interesting.
great seminar.
So, question about your bachelor party.
Yeah.
Did you have a bachelor party?
Oh yeah. I gotta go piss from
Have you
Atlantic City.
have you seen anybody since your bachelor party?
Yeah. Well, at the wedding.
Oh, they,
And then I've seen mostly everybody even after the wedding.
yeah,
For the
they
most
come
part.
over to the house.
You guys go out every weekend, don't you? Just about. Somebody's
Yeah.
having a party or a birthday or a
Party,
shower.
birthday. We'll just have like.
When was the last time you slept on the couch?
I have very different reasons for sleeping on the couch.
Heartburn?
No, paws to the face
Yeah, you
with
got
my
animals.
7-foot dog.
Yep.
He kind of punches you in the face, and then you're kind of up for a minute, so
Yeah.
you don't want to wake up T-Rex. So I got to go out to the couch.
Go sit on the couch. Nice.
Or he just wants to sleep like right on you, so he's an oven. So
Yeah, I got
you
that
just
too.
start sweating. Yeah, I just go to the couch now and open the fucking window. I'm like, oh thank God.
I can breathe.
Do you sleep like in the recliner spot, or do you sleep?
Oh, I sleep on the couch.
Okay.
Sideways,
couch,
like
yeah.
a zombie.
Like a bed with a bed pillow or a couch pillow.
With a bed
big-
pillow.
Bed pillow.
Bed pillow.
Bring it right out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bed pillow, bed blanket.
Bed blanket. Yeah.
Yep. Like I'm a fucking 8-year-old going to mommy's room. I got scared. No, I'm going to the couch, bitch. It's fucking hot in here.
Nice.
What about that guy? When was the last time you slept on the couch?
So
He sleeps on the couch every weekend watching football or
I do.
baseball or.
I usually it's one of those. It's easier to just
Fall asleep while you're watching. Yes.
Have you ever been told to sleep on the couch?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah?
We've had some knockdown fights where it was like, listen, I need my space from you. You need my space from me, and it's just easier for me just to tail between the legs, head downstairs. I also get a lot of heartburn. It's weird. So I
Can't
have a,
imagine why mother-in-law in the house.
yeah.
And-
So I usually, if I don't, it has to be like a really good situation where I fall asleep at the perfect time where I snore really loud too. So I usually will. She has to fall asleep before I do. But I
never
usually fall
snored
asleep
before I was married. Now I snore.
Oh no, you've always snored. She's
No,
now
it's-
telling you.
Maybe from what I've been told, I was never a snorer, but for some reason I've developed into one. I actually remember last night being woken up in the middle of the night,
By her just saying,
Yeah.
"What the fuck?"
just like literally just being like, "Hey, you're
Roll
snoring." I'm
over.
like, no, I'm not. I'm like realizing it's when I'm on my back, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's probably snoring.
Yeah. So there are some nights where it's just easier just to take a seat downstairs and.
But you've had some
Oh yeah.
bad brawls. Have you had a
He said
huge
no.
argument yet?
Not one where I had to sleep on the couch.
You haven't had a big yelling match or anything?
Yelling match for sure.
Yeah.
It always results in. I actually feel like I'm not allowed to sleep on the couch after a yelling match. That would make it worse.
Yeah, you're not allowed to.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Again, honeymoon phase. They're still there.
No, I'm not allowed.
Things
either.
are-
We have to settle it before we go to bed.
Really?
Yeah, that's like almost a rule.
Yeah.
I think maybe once or twice we ever get into an argument where it wasn't like settled before we went to
Oh
bed.
no,
I
no.
just fell asleep, but
Huh.
it's
No.
usually like it's a
You know,
resolution.
you fall asleep pissed off, you wake up pissed off too.
Yeah.
Well, usually that's how we
Well,
are.
that's the thing is, so that it could be fucking 9 o'clock on a Tuesday, and if it takes us till 4 a.m. to fucking figure this shit out, we're gonna stay up until 4 a.m. to figure this shit out. Not on my proposal. I gotta work in the morning, bitch. At 4 a.m. I gotta be up in an hour. Fuck you.
That's it.
But
if it's not resolved overnight, like you said, like it's not resolved before, it needs to either be very early the next day, or it,
oh, I don't go to bed.
Yeah.
There is
So
no.
you just
I
you'll
will
dwell.
get
You'll
hit.
dwell until it's done.
I won't.
No. The situation will just dwell with you until it gets
No.
resolved.
That's all with her.
Huh.
It's all with her.
So she'll.
I
keep you-
can. Listen. Men's brain talking on the mic. All right. Fucking something happens. Something happens, right? That pisses me off. I'm pissed off for maybe 10 minutes. You step inside of that red zone of 10 minutes, it's fucking game on.
So
You
during-
give me that 10 minutes,
Listen,
after that I'll be fine.
so I got a story for Mr. Beej FF. There was a situation that happened during the pandemic involving
that was a hard time because
Involving-
all the time, all the time.
involving our
Growing up.
garage. There was a conversation that was a quick conversation. He had been invited over with his significant other to our house, which is, right up the road. And no one could go in the house because of COVID. We just kept everything in the garage. And Mr. BJFF had some political opinions that the other individuals in my family disagreed with. And
How's the scorecard going?
all of a sudden, there was we're leaving, and just got in their car and just drove away.
Yeah, that probably. I mean, I'm telling you, that probably happened.
It
So
happened
many
all the
families.
time.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel
It
bad
was a
because
tough time for that.
it didn't have to get to that point. But
The thing that
when you had situations where the individuals in my household were not going to change their mind, and the individual who drove away wasn't going to change his mind. So it was
No
one of
one's
those
really wrong there. and that's-
situations.
No. Somebody was fucking wrong. That's where we
was
get
gonna
the
get
fucking
resolved.
difference. Somebody was fucking wrong in that
Bring back the
situation.
scorecard? Bring back the scorecard?
Fuck that. Somebody was wrong. No matter what I fucking believe in as a fucking person, you're still my fucking sister. You can't say that if I vote for somebody, you're going to disown me from the fucking family. You can go fuck yourself. That is not something you fucking say. That's exactly what she said. If I voted for Trump, I am no longer a part of this family and I can't see her kids anymore.
Exactly what you said.
You're going to fucking take my nieces and nephews away from me? Go fuck yourself. That I can't even have
For the
kids.
holidays in 2020.
Yeah, I can't have kids, and now you're gonna take the only kids that I can be around. Go fuck yourself.
Since it's been resolved, all right, we're
Yeah,
past
we're
that
good
point.
now.
Okay,
Yes.
but
there was a
brought it up,
situation where
and now
it
I'm all hot again.
it was tense, and instead of solving it and working through their difficulties, it literally was a situation where it was better that he left because the two people in the house weren't going to change
So
their
do you
mind.
find that when those situations arise, that it's best to have like if
Fucking
you are
grab
you
a
are the
drink and
in-law-
fucking grab a chair.
Yeah,
'Cause this is
like
good.
in-law. Like when it's between siblings, it's just gotta be.
Yeah, you just
between
let them,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
let
yeah.
them
As
hash it
the
out.
in-law, you just take a step aside.
Yeah.
Outside
You
of
just you just figure
the
that out. on your
only
own. I'll be here to
situation-
support you, but like again,
I would have
grab a
stepped
lawn
in.
chair and some popcorn.
I would have stepped in if either one of them lunged towards each other.
Yeah,
That is
step
the
in if you have
only
to.
point that I
Yes.
would have said, listen,
Yeah,
You gotta
can't
go.
do this.
Yeah,
we
my
can't
kids
do
are
this.
here.
I was gonna say the kids right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they were in
Yeah,
the
they
room.
were. They might have went inside for the whole debacle,
they-
but they were there.
Yeah,
But yeah. When it's siblings,
you just let them.
you let them go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like he said, the only
You-
time that you step in is when they lunge. Like, is if
Oh, and then
T
what
Rex
When the knives come out.
if T Rex and Bear were going after each other,
Yeah.
me and you are sitting in the corner just watching because
taking bets?
oh fuck yeah, we're pulling down fucking. I'm going over
Hell
round
yeah.
2. Like we're fucking
fucking
doing
Joe
some
Rogan
shit.
and fucking.
Yeah.
Let's call this one. Let's go.
And then at the end of it, you're there for comedic relief. That's it. That's all you're there for. Is you gotta.
And you know-
Rogan in the
As
Correct.
it's happening, you feel terrible because
Yeah.
you're like, I understand her side because I live with it, but I also understand his side where it's not his fault that he has that opinion. An opinion is your choice. That's something you choose to do. Whether you voted for somebody or not, you're still a family member. Like,
So I am a big believer that a marriage is sculpted. I think that's a good word. Sculpted by the tragedies. I don't know if that guy has had many tragedies. I've had quite a few tragedies. You've obviously had a bunch of tragedies, Deacon. I'm pretty sure Johnny Akers hasn't had nearly, like, his tragedies are probably, I ran out of bread. But
The most recent was probably the Deacon.
Oh.
So I was there for that one.
You were there for that one. Yeah.
There was some sculpting there.
There was some sculpting there. But you also entered the relationship in a kind of a tragedy situation.
Yeah, there's been some sculptures.
I mean,
there's been some chiseling.
So that guy probably doesn't know, but Bear had tonsil surgery.
okay.
And I think her stitch broke open, so she started bleeding in her throat.
Yeah, Jesus. My son had his tonsils taken out a year ago, 6 months ago. So yeah, that's traumatic.
It was everywhere.
Crazy.
She filled up a salad bowl full of blood
They
on her way to
told
the
us.
hospital.
I mean, my middle child, he's 4. So they were saying if there's anything, you call, and you don't even you don't call saying
go.
what do I do? You are in the car calling and saying
Yes.
I'm coming.
So that's what happened. And
Remember when we were there at the hospital?
Oh, yeah.
I was the most pissed off one there, I think.
No,
Did they
you
have to
weren't.
cauterize it?
I mean, I visited.
Yeah, and the second time.
No, you
Yeah.
weren't.
It happened 2 times.
Visibly.
I talked to the doctor. Like, I walked outside, said I was going to have a cigarette, and I talked to the fucking doctor. I was pissed.
Can you imagine this guy this individual walking up to the doctor and be like, we need to talk. I'd be like, yeah, anything.
And
you
I
want,
was
buddy.
50 pounds heavier.
Anything you would like us to do?
Yeah,
we will do.
I was pissed, bro. Because
Was that the first doctor or the second one?
The first one.
Okay, because the third one finally fixed her.
Yeah, the first
That
one
was
I
the
got
one
pissed.
I think I
and
came to when I was at hockey that night and drove there after the game was over, and I was like, why does this keep happening?
But that was his introduction to the
Yeah.
family. Was us in the hospital. Fuck.
Bear.
Good call. But we were looking at Bear. She can't fucking speak, and then there's this guy. Like,
Not this guy. This
J.A. is just, hey guys, how's it going?
So
I'm
you
Johnny
had-
Akers, how's it going?
Did you know Johnny Akers before?
No,
Oh, this was the intro.
that was the introduction to the family.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Damn.
then,
The Super Bowl.
sure, Bear's mother, I'll give you a ride home.
Yeah, she did.
Oh.
Mama Bear.
So
Mama Bear.
So Mama Bear knew about you. So
She knew about it before I did.
Oh.
Yeah, he's still butthurt about that.
Was I? I don't remember. That.
No.
I just remember the Super Bowl.
Somebody knew
That
you.
was the first time.
So how did you
Super Bowl.
not to go down a
That's when I
huge
first
rabbit
met
hole?
you.
Could be, yeah.
How did you
This
meet
is the Super
Bear?
Bowl.
Maybe.
And then the surgery happened like a couple weeks after that.
Yeah, because I think we did meet him once.
Well, maybe, yeah.
And then, yeah, because I had his number. I called him to tell him that
Remember,
she
I was
in
supposed
the,
to bring the
jalapeno
red
poppers?
Yeah.
and the dog.
Still waiting
I
for
remember
those.
the dog ate 24 of the 28 that I made
Whoops.
in a matter of 5 minutes. That dog was shitting fucking fire for days after that.
Cream cheese.
And I showed up. I was like, I'm so embarrassed. I was like,
Oh,
should I even bring him?
we
She
didn't
goes,
even
there's 4 of them. Just leave them in the car. We'll eat them
No,
later.
we don't care.
I think I dropped them in the car.
But yeah, and then the next tragedy was when fucking King Arthur goes down for the count.
Yeah.
Fucking,
That was fun.
yeah. Yeah. How's your sleep, bro?
Still paying for it.
So, I mean, you've been through some trials and tribulations, but those aren't really relationship fucking problems.
No, but they're relationship builders.
Yeah, they are.
You know, he was there for her when she needed somebody.
And there's been a couple deaths that he's had to go through with neighbors and friends.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a rough. Yeah, last year was a rough year.
Forgot
for
about
them,
that.
for sure.
So,
Yeah,
Those are- well, you know when you have someone with you is when they can understand when you need a day or two to come back to normal.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna come back. You're not gonna. It takes even longer than that sometimes, but.
well, yeah, for fucking, well,
I
for,
think patience is even the right word for it, but it's like along the
no,
lines of,
enduring.
yeah. It's
You got to endure.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason that I know that me and T-Rex will be together until the day that we die. is because of the tribulations that we had to go through. Because of not the hardest thing in a relationship that I think you can ever go through is finding out that you can never have kids.
Yeah, that's devastating.
I mean, granted, yes, you can say, "Oh, I've cheated on you." That hurts. Yes, your loved one cheated on you, but to know that you can never
Have offspring?
not even that I can give my wife what she wants, because my wife is already a mother. She's just a mother without a kid.
It's how much it means to you.
So
like, some people don't want them, they don't
Yeah.
want to have them, whatever. But like
Yeah.
people who really do, and it's
Like I wanted 5 fucking kids.
Yeah.
And she wanted 3. So we were on a path of we're gonna have a shit ton of kids, and we're gonna have a farm, and we're gonna do it old country style. When that negates all of your plans for the future, and you got to start from scratch, that's a fucking
How long
hard
did your
fucking-
process? How long was your process from?
from finding out to
So
being okay with it.
Yeah, were you trying to have kids right away, or
No.
You guys waited for a while,
We
and then
we waited. We tried to wait until we were established, because we were living with King Arthur for so long.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of just said fuck it.
Yeah.
And then we started having problems. Mm-hmm. And then the problems kept getting worse, and the problems never helped.
And there was no real answer to the
There
problem.
are no answers.
And that was the most
That
frustrating.
is the most frustrating.
Because
Is when
they're-
you go to the specialist, literally pay thousands of dollars to meet with them for a half an hour, and they say, well, all the tests are normal and we can't really tell you what's going on.
Yeah.
That
That's
shit
fucked up.
fucking hurts. Back to your question, I don't think I will 100% ever be fully over it.
No, not when you're over it. I'm saying when you started, you didn't start 13 years ago. You started
No.
10 years ago, 5 years ago.
We probably started 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
Started trying. And then from starting to try to find out that it's just not going to happen for us was probably about 6 years.
Okay.
The finally realizing that the adoption's not going to work, the artificial insemination shit's not going to work, all that bullshit's not going to work, and realizing that it's not going to happen for us probably 2 years ago.
Yeah. And as a personal note, that's hard. It's
Fucking
hard to
terrible.
hear that you are hurting so much.
What are you
Because
gonna do?
on the flip side, we have been very fortunate where we can have kids, and we've had kids,
Yeah.
and it's never to hurt you. But I remember when we had our middle child,
That one
it
was the one that hurt the most for us.
It hurt us nearly as much as it hurt you, because it was extremely easy for us to do.
Yeah.
And it was not embarrassing, but it was like, I feel bad telling you that we're going to have a second kid,
That was also the hardest one because you were here.
and we moved back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sorry. I
And
really do. I feel
it's
terrible.
It's nothing to be sorry about, because the way we look at it, yes, we are sad for ourselves, but we're so happy for everybody else.
Yeah.
We are ecstatic for
And
anybody
my
that
kids
has
appreciate you a lot because of you're a big, fun uncle, and,
a kid. Try to be.
you
I
know,
heard that if we have kids, that's going to be something.
Oh, you're fucked, bro.
Because the amount of toys and shit that he gives.
Oh, you are
yeah, it
fucked.
never ends.
Kid friendly.
Yeah, it never ends.
You are fucked.
There are some sparklers
Wait,
that
wait,
I have
yeah.
stored in
Wait
my garage.
Wait until his oldest gets a little bit older.
Yeah.
I just need to make sure that the kids won't swallow what I give them.
Jesus
He
Christ.
goes, the older they get, the smaller it gets.
Can they shoot an eye out?
Maybe.
my
That's
son's
for the middle guy.
Oh,
That's-
my
Little
middle
Red Rider.
He
Yeah.
doesn't care. He'll shoot any blaster he gets his
yeah,
hands on.
exactly.
I would say though, and this may sound corny, but when you have like a loss, and I've seen this before, if it's a hole, think of it like a hole or a space or whatever, it never shrinks or goes away, but you grow around it.
Correct.
You get better with time.
Yes.
It's just
Holy shit, that was philosophical right there.
I mean, like it never really goes away. That loss.
No.
No.
You just you find every day you grow around it. You get
Well,
better.
and the best thing is you can always try.
Yeah.
I mean, the best thing is to try, right? I mean,
The funnest part is
yeah,
trying.
it's just trying. So, and
That's
we've-
my daughter we're talking about there, buddy.
It's 100% shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky might be
So
I saw that Alec Baldwin had that on his name too. I laughed. I'm like, ooh.
Everyone's giving
little-
shots out these
wait a
days,
minute. Didn't
especially
he
Alec
just
Baldwin.
take a shot on the
yeah.
rust?
Yeah, that was the joke.
Should we take one more?
Let's fucking take a shot.
I am out. I cannot. I have a hockey game I need to partake in.
That's right. That's right. You are going to that.
But hey, listen, I really appreciate everybody's honesty with this, and this is a hard conversation to have because everybody's situation is different.
I think as time goes on, we should really start getting into arguments and like break them down.
Oh hell
Because
yeah!
I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a lot more to say.
should have-
Be like,
Yeah,
"Oh, you
tons.
fucked up, bro. You
Yeah.
fucked up."
My brother was supposed to. He's sick.
Yes.
I was actually that's who I was playing man against earlier, and he sounds like shit. But
Yeah.
we should do one either right before he walks the plank, or maybe.
Oh, we gotta do. He's got to go through the seminar, bro.
Yeah,
so
we
it's
should
all
give him a
before
seminar.
on the seminar.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, we'll do like a quick, 2-hour version of the seminar.
There you
We'll
go.
cut it down.
There you go. Tell him to bring his wallet and some money
Yeah.
if he has any.
Reserve it.
You learn.
You smash that
Are you aware?
you smash that whole big gulp down, and you didn't even have to go once. It's impressive.
You got anything else to add to the first marriage
You
episode?
think we're gonna last? Of the
I
three,
think
which
all
one's?
three are gonna
Yeah,
last.
which one's
Do you have
gonna
odds?
break it first?
Do you have odds going?
No, I wouldn't bet against any of you guys.
Tough.
But we're
you
winning,
bet-
right?
did you bet it
We're the
against-
favorites,
Yeah,
right?
You're
Did
the
you
longest.
bet- of the four or two that actually happened? Were any of them like you thought, man, this might not work?
I'm only admitting to the first one, the mama bear one.
Yeah.
The other one was just a complete hoe, and I got nothing good to say about that.
There you go. Nice. All right.
I'll be back here again for another episode. You never know. Maybe Arthur will be on his way towards a third.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we'll hook you up.
No, he won't.
When this episode gets out there, I mean, come on.
Yeah. They're gonna be
we're gonna search you,
You're gonna be
swooning.
dripping. You're gonna need your rain boots.
I want that guy. Big Bertha's gonna come out.
Big
King
Bertha.
Arthur's door.
Listen, as long as she pays for Patreon, then we're in.
There you go. That's right.
We'll
Yeah.
fucking sex
You
you
want
out.
me? You gotta
He needs a
be a
sugar
follower.
We need a sugar mama.
How many years would you go above to get that sugar mama?
How many years will I go above? All right, I'm 60 now.
Oh,
If she's got a big bank account, 1 foot in the grave, and puts me on the will, I'm in.
we'll take that one to the bank. So,
So if you want some loving,
Jay, what did you put in your notebook?
Oh,
You're
yeah,
interested.
yeah, I had to
Real
summarize
quick.
this. Okay, so for my own section, it's very limited. I just said I'm way behind.
We approve. We understand.
Behind on a lot.
You'll get there.
Beach said you need to have at least one night out of doing something stupid.
yes,
I like that idea.
I
that
love
is
that.
that's actually
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
crucial.
Stupid. It's
Stupid.
Yeah,
Spend some money that you don't really fucking need to spend.
that's a good use.
Yeah.
Word to use.
Okay.
Anywho, what was it? Oh, let the siblings brawl.
Let
Yeah.
the siblings brawl.
Let them
do it.
loose.
Yeah.
If anything
You
happens,
can't
just
solve
let
it.
go. And then the whole sculpted conversation was fantastic. I'm just going to remember the word sculpted. That's all
Yeah.
I wrote down for that.
Sculpted.
All right, that guy said.
That guy.
Jesus.
Can't even read my own writing. Watch out for the something combo.
Yeah, combos. Watch out for them. They're good.
They're delicious.
Fucking.
Was that
Get the
combo
crackers,
bank
not the-
account?
Oh,
Oh,
the combo bank
yeah.
account.
Maybe
Yeah.
that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch out for that. Years of no fun because of breastfeeding.
Hell yeah.
Buy a second remote.
Bias.
Just in case it's always there, and have
always
can
have it
control
ready.
the remote. Which
Yeah.
goes into what pretty much our man up here, the Arthur himself, said. Marriage is a scam from the get-go. The toys go away. You will now have 1/8 of your previous wealth.
He
And
paid
to-
attention.
Yeah.
And to establish dominance by peeing on them in the leg in the shower.
there you go.
Those are
I
my
like it.
notes.
You got some
I
good
Actually,
notes
like,
there.
when I first started this, I thought I was going to take minimal amount of the advice that I was going to get, but I could take something from any of that.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, we've all been in a situation where you're all by yourself. You're like, what is the right answer? You
Yeah.
know, because you don't want to give your significant other the wrong answer.
Right.
you got to think it through.
There's a lot there. I mean, between the remotes, pissing on legs, sculptures.
If you have anything else that you would like us to discuss on this, I don't know, marriage counselors of idiots.
You should go on like relationship board.
Well,
Yeah.
I got one more thing to add. I do a female seminar also.
Yeah, you do?
And
Jesus.
yeah, I do. And basically, it's just one little thing. Tell them to squeeze out 2 puppies, and they're set for life because you boys are paying.
Yeah,
That's true.
Child support, 18 years. 18 years.
he got you for 18 years.
One kid is 70% of your gross pay minus FICA. 2 kids is 27% of your gross pay minus FICA. And I don't know what it is after that.
The old garnishments.
What the fuck is FICA?
Tax.
Federal taxes. Those 4 letters that every
What
time
the
you get
fuck
a bill.
is FICA? Why are they taking all my money?
Ficca.
Anything else, boys?
Oh, good luck in the next couple months with
So,
JA.
Yep. Thank you.
In the next month or 2, we're gonna have to get SP in here so he can.
Yeah, I'm planning the bachelor party. That'll be soon.
Yeah, so we'll have to.
Who's SP?
His brother.
That's right. Silent partner.
Silent partner, so that we can get him all learned up.
Yeah, he's in for a rude awakening
Yeah.
as soon as he.
When we go through the seminar, I mean, that's gonna be entertaining.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, because he might not know much about any of this stuff.
Should we not even give him an itinerary?
No, he's got to walk in
the
blind.
itinerary, Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, we won't post. Don't post this
Will his
until.
heart be able to handle it?
Yeah.
So that's at BJFF on Twitter. At BJFF. BEJAPHETH at BJFF. Then we got at Johnny Anchors. That's at Johnny_Anchors. Email us for any suggestions on updated material at leavingearthpodcast@gmail.com.
Or marriage advice.
We're still
marriage
looking for that
advice.
whiteboard. Still
yeah.
working for the whiteboard.
Well, we need those Patreons. So if you got that fucking money in your pocket and you want to donate to us, patreon.com/leavingearthpodcast.
Foot in the ground, send some money. We'll send you King Arthur.
we know a guy.
He cooks.
He does.
He does. He's a pretty good cook.
He's a good cook.
But yeah, so thanks for coming by and
Thanks for having us.
Take it easy.
peace.